Welcome to Tiki Trail Live, episode 44. We've been at it for that long. It's crazy. I can't believe it. Love it. And as we were just talking about here in the pre-show chatter, this is kind of the way we tell what day of the week it is anymore. Oh, it's Tuesday. Oh, tonight I have to do the show. Tomorrow night I have to do the show. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I swear yesterday, if you would have seen me, I'd have been like, hey, so what are you doing this weekend? Thinking it was Friday. Rude awakening when I realized it was only Monday, but I was happy to know that at least I got to do the show tomorrow night. That being said, it seems like forever since we've been together, but here we are. Excited to have the crew that we have tonight. Another great episode. Sam's done a great job getting guests on for the week. Love who we've got lined up. And by the way, I always say this is an international show. We are global because tonight we actually have somebody dialing in all the way from Japan. So not just Canada when I usually try and pull that, international thing. So we got a lot of cool stuff tonight. Starting us off, we have Blackstrap Rob, who's coming back. Love that he's coming back, and that Dallas Haven that he made for us a few weeks ago, man, that was one of my favorite drinks. I've probably had way too many of those over since he introduced those to us. But tonight he's got another drink that he's going to be making, and alongside him, or actually not alongside him, but on the other side of the bar from him, socially distanced and very safe protocol and all of that, is our friend Damien. Damien Montanile. Oh, well, Robert's on mute there, so I can't hear. We'll figure out how to say it here in a sec when Damien comes on. So Damien's joining us tonight as our featured guest, talking about some of the cool things he's working on. A lot of way cool effects. And if you haven't seen his backyard, either on Facebook or in person, it's pretty crazy. I can't wait to see what he's working on right now, because I've seen some of the stuff he's doing. Way cool stuff. And it really goes along with that whole bar build out and the ways that you may be building out a bar or things you might want to add to your bar. I know I'm looking to add one of them to my bar, so I'm anxiously awaiting for that to happen. Then we have our Makani Marketplace. So live and direct from Japan, we have Tiki Oishi, who is joining us this evening. We have Amanda Kill, who is also joining us, not from as far away, but a ways away. And then we have Rick Kess, who is coming back to the show tonight. Happy and excited to see him come back on as well. So I think that's the lineup that we got. Let's see, I'm trying to think if there's any other stuff. Nope, I think we can probably go ahead and get started. I'm thirsty, I don't know about you, so let me go ahead and let's bring in Robert from Strongwater. And as everyone remembers from a few weeks ago, and you were on once before last year, you found this, well, not found, you created this amazing bar that was up for like a month or so before COVID, and people weren't able to come in. Oh, 4 months. Okay. So yeah, I've had the good fortune of having seen the inside. It is freaking incredible.
Oh, thank you.
If you've not been to Strongwater, now you can again, because Orange County has opened up for outside seating. As great and amazing as the inside is, the food is out of this world, and the drinks are even more so. So with an introduction like that, Robert, I'm going to go ahead and let you speak now.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, again, my name's Robert from Strongwater. If you're looking for us on social media, you want to see a little bit about what the interior looks like, you can follow us at Strongwater Anaheim on Instagram. We're also on Facebook. And then my Instagram handle is Blackstrap Rob. And then if you're also available on Friday, I will be doing a web TV series with a place called Mixologist, and we'll be doing nothing but gin tiki drinks or tiki drinks or gin drinks influenced by tiki. I'm making a Singapore Sling, the Saturn, and another one that I came up with called Gin of the Jungle, which is made with paprika syrup and gin. It's fantastic. So I hope you guys get a chance to tune in and watch on YouTube. Tonight, we're going to be making a classic favorite of mine, the Mihana. And for those of you who are not familiar, Mihana was this sculpture was done by Kevin and Jody, who I'm huge fans of, and they're big friends with Jeff Beachbum Berry, who created the drink. It's an equal parts cocktail, which is absolutely fantastic. And the Mihana means God of the orange grove. So we're going to be using orange juice and Grand Marnier. And just one more note, Mihana is Anaheim backwards. So I love that.
I love that part. That was funny. I was all bought into it until I saw the line. Oh yeah, it's Anaheim spelled backwards.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So today we're going to go ahead and we're going to go through the ingredients, and I'll show you what we're going to make it with. I like to use this Blue Chair coconut. Good old Kenny Chesney put this one together for us. It's one of my favorite coconut rums. Nothing will weird out a liquor rep more than asking them to bring all the coconut rums they have, and then you sitting there and tasting every single one of them, deciding which one's the best for your cocktail program. But this one is absolutely phenomenal.
I'm going to tell you, the first drink you made for us, I want to say it was the Zombie King, that has this in it. Has that in it. And when you said coconut rum, I'm like, uh-oh, really?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a good rum.
It's fantastic. In the world of coconut rums, this is the only one that doesn't taste like suntan lotion. Yeah. We're going to use Grand Marnier today. And then, of course, one of my personal favorites, just as good out of the bottle as it is in a cocktail, El Dorado 12 year. We're going to finish that up or accompany it with fresh squeezed pineapple juice, fresh squeezed orange juice, and lime juice. So let's get started.
All right. So I got to say, so how are you squeezing those pineapples?
Well, we're not. Okay. All right. My bad. We are not squeezing. We're macerating. I apologize. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. When I saw the fresh pineapple juice, I'm like, really? I'm getting it out of the can because I have no option.
So the only downside to getting out of a can is they're going to add a little bit. There's going to be preservatives in there. It's going to be a little bit sweeter. So whenever you're reading a recipe card and it says non-sweetened orange juice, they're looking for fresh orange juice. I wish they would just say that. It's like rock candy syrup. It's a 2-to-1 simple syrup. Yeah.
Well, this actually is I got cans of pineapple chunks that no sugar was added to them at all, and they're in their own juice. So in my head, I'm going, hey, perfect. I'll just pour right out of that, and I have pineapple chunks to eat later for a snack.
There's nothing better than a snack with every drink. I like that.
Exactly.
All right. So we've done our orange juice. We've done our lime juice. We're going to throw our pineapple juice in there too. I'm going to start with my Grand Marnier, which is not a well-friendly bottle. It's got a big fat ass. Is this a PG or R-rated show? Okay. I think kids are watching.
We go R-rated.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm catching up here because I was taking care of other things. Are we? What was the ounce we're doing on each?
Everything is 1 ounce.
Everything
is 1 ounce. 6 ingredients, 1 ounce each.
And I like it when they're all the same size ingredient because
absolutely
I have a hard time remembering.
Man, I feel like the older I get, the harder I get to remember things too. Little Blue Chair coconut, and of course my favorite, like I said, there we go. Probably should have taken the caps out before we started. There we go.
I gotta find my lime juice. I don't know where it went.
So now I found that with the key to this drink, all the ingredients are pretty good when everything starts to change between these two ingredients. So your coconut rum and your favorite rum will definitely alter it a lot. Otherwise, it's absolutely easygoing. This one tends to be a little bit less sweet, a little bit more on the dry side.
Yeah, that's a nice rum. I had some of that because it comes in a real pretty box and everything. So I was like, hey, I might as well have it, try it straight up. That was awesome.
Who doesn't like marketing? All right, now we're gonna give it a little shake.
Dude, you are like way ahead of me.
All right. I originally made this version for a friend of mine named Ash back in the day, and he liked it so much, we put it on the menu.
Well, that
Everybody know
Ash
from Trader Sam's?
It's supposed to be on.
It's supposed to be on today? Oh.
Well, not on, but like joining us.
Oh. All right. So we got their ice in our Mihana mug. We do a nice little strain straight into the cup.
Now, did you shake with ice in it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Again, you can tell I'm like way behind, but I think I'm all caught up.
You're okay. And then what I normally like to do for a garnish, and I didn't plan ahead for that, is 2 just little orange slices on the end to give Mickey Mouse ears.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's what we've been doing for years. This has been a drink on our menu from when we were at the Blind Rabbit till now, probably for the last 6 years. So whenever we see Jeff Berry, we're always grateful for his creation on this one because it's a great drink.
Is that the first Mihana?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's it. So, cheers.
Awesome. Well,
Hope
let
you
me
enjoy it.
let me catch up here. Oh, you've got a Miehana mug.
I do.
Man.
Actually, this was an $11 mug when it was originally sold at Disneyland. I spent $99 on this one, got it out of the box and shipped it immediately. So now it's worthless. And I told Kevin and Jody about it, and they were nice enough to give me one of their original 36.
Oh, wow.
So they've been absolutely phenomenal. And I'm gonna let you guys be the first to know they actually have designed our Halloween mug this year. And so it's called Tappin' the Captain. And so there's this history. I know, I'll tell you about it. This is kind of funny. So there's a story about a captain from 1854 who, when he died in battle, the crew did not want to bury him at sea. So they decided to preserve his body in brandy.
Yep.
You've heard this story.
I heard, yes, I know this.
And then the crew drank the brandy, even though he was tied to the mast inside the barrel. And when they got to the first port and they checked it, they realized that it was completely gone. So they filled it up with wine and got him the rest of the way home. So you can already figure out what our ingredients are going to be. Old Captain. No, brandy and wine. His name was Admiral Nielsen. So of course we'll probably use Nielsen rum or Nielsen rum. Yeah, it'll be fun. And I'm excited for the mug. It's going to be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I have to say, I went a whole different direction when you said tapping the captain.
It's meant to make you laugh. It's not meant. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that was not where my head was. Just I'll fully admit that.
You know what they say, Rule 34.
Yeah. Oh God, no. Rule 34. Stay out of it. But anyway, cheers. I hope you enjoy the drink. It's a classic. Cheers.
All right, let me get everybody here on the line who all made the drink.
Yeah.
See them, raise them up, raise the glass.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there we go. Awesome. Yeah, that's a very good drink. I like that.
Yeah.
How can you go wrong if it was made by Jeff Berry?
Yeah.
And perfected by Robert?
No drink is perfect. We just continue to evolve as we go and hope for the best.
Well, dude, any Robert Adamson drink that's out there, I'm gonna be rushing to get it.
Oh, Jeff, you're too sweet.
You make some really nice cocktails, man.
Thank you, man.
Love your stuff. Love all that you guys are doing. So thank you for that, and thanks for coming on again. And
Absolutely.
This time, I guess you were supporting Damien, helping to support our friend Damien.
Yeah.
So we'll be talking with him here in a few minutes. But while we enjoy this cocktail, and while I go get the ice that I forgot to remember to get, we're gonna go into musical guests. And tonight, a very special treat on musical guests. Let me see if I can find where they are. I always love playing the Zoom bingo. There they are. I gotcha. Edwin and Julia.
Hello.
Two of the Ding Dong Devils.
Are you okay?
So how are you guys doing?
We're doing very well.
And Julia is like disappearing on you. You just vanished. It's like,
I'm fading into the Formosa.
yeah, I see that. It's like, wow, that was kind of cool. Wait, were you on that TV show in the 60s? You were Bewitched, right? You were Bewitched's sister or something.
I can't wiggle my nose though.
You're thinking of Santa.
I do the Tabitha wiggle, like this. Yeah.
Okay, I'm closer to Edwin.
And there's like a whole bunch of people on here probably going, what the hell are they talking about? Bewitched and Tabitha and but I'm glad at least you guys got that reference.
Yes, of course we did.
So welcome to the show, man. I am so excited to have you guys on.
Thank you for having us.
And what I really love is you've got a special treat for us tonight. Oh, now Edwin's playing the disappear game. You guys have a special treat for us tonight. He says, yeah, watch me. I can disappear too. Yeah, it doesn't work for me. Although I'm kind of camouflaged with my Jeff Granito shirt and my backdrop. So maybe I'll just dip into that and you won't see me here. So you guys have a new song that we're going to debut tonight.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. So you want to tell us a little bit about it? Or you want to talk after we play the tunes?
I'll tell you a little bit about it right now.
Right.
Samantha asked if we would do something, and I said sure. And I decided, well, you know what? Why don't I just write a song and we can record it and do a little video and do it on the show? So that's what we did. And I've kind of come to the conclusion that it is basically a rewrite of the Stones' "You Can't Always Get What You Want."
But you know, the second part of that line, but you get what you need.
Exactly. Yes. So
So I do like that. I think that's awesome. So now, have you guys been working at all, putting together an album? Is this going to be coming out like sometime? I'm excited. You wrote this for our show. I can't believe that.
There's no plans right now to do anything. We're all staying at home and ignoring each other, doing our own thing separately. Hopefully everybody else is coming up with their own kind of thing. And when we get back together, we will see what we got and explode. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear what you guys have. You know, I had a chance a while back to sit down with you guys, and I told you at the time, I mean, to me, you're the Tiki version of the B-52s. Just the whole vibe that you guys have. I just love what you guys do. You've heard that before, right?
Yes, from day one until day right now.
Awesome. Wait, I wasn't original? Doggone it.
No. Can I say one thing silly? Can I say something silly?
Yeah.
Okay. Robert mentioned the Anaheim backward, the Mihana. This is for all you people out there. There's a street in the valley called Moore Park. Think about it for a while. If you figure it out, just kind of smile a little bit, but there you have it. Okay. Back to you. Come on, Jeff. Let's go.
Well, now I'm trying to figure out Moore Park. What's it? I'm gonna have to figure that out while the song's playing.
You'll figure it out.
You will.
All right. Now I'm curious. Now everybody's out there spelling Moore Park. What's that?
I'm never gonna think of Moore Park the same now.
Okay, now I'm gonna have to do that.
Maybe we should play the song.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna go ahead and get to the song here. So let me do a share of my screen, and we'll do the one you wrote for us tonight. And let's see if I can make that happen.
I once made a drink, a fabulous drink, to pickle my innards and to tickle me pink. Try it, friends, and tell me what you think.
I went to Havana looking for a banana that was yellow and mellow and fun. When I got back, I had a lime in my sack, so that was ingredient one. I flew to Barbados searching for a tomato I could boil, broil, and stew.
A bottle of rum was all I purchased, my chum, so
That was ingredient two. I swam to Hawaii hoping for a papaya that was juicy and plump as can be.
a pineapple slice with just half the suffice.
So that was ingredient three.
And 3 is enough. Take my advice. Mix them up together and serve them on ice. Please make me a double.
Shake it up and make it bubble.
And then I'll giggle like Barney Rubble. Ooh, that's nice.
I love that tune. I was listening to it all freaking afternoon, I have to admit. And you sent over another one for us, so I'm going to hit that one right now. I thought. I thought. All right, let me stop that one and let me try this again. Let me, you know, if I were only in technology, I think it would really help a lot. Well, now why does that? Ah, there we go.
I once made a drink,
Nope.
a fabulous drink. The pickle
That
my
that
innards
is just
and
trying to keep
everything.
playing. I love the
Try it,
song,
friends,
but
and tell me what you think.
all right,
I went to Havana looking for a
we're gonna stop that one. All right. Oh, Kirk's coming into the room. That's what it was. It was all Kirk's fault. There we go.
Found a swinging tiki joint where the music plays all night.
You make a mango mai tai with a crazy mambo bite.
The place is made of bamboo. The stuff is everywhere.
It isn't crammed with tiki gods and other island fare. Meet me at the hula hut,
The hula hut.
the hula hut. Meet me at the hula hut. Man, what fun we'll have.
Science's Arthur Lyman used to play here in the day.
They haven't changed a thing since, and the vibe is here to stay.
Gonho Spirit haunts the bar, the coolest spot in town.
Get your ugly mugs refilled, kick back and suck 'em down. Meet me at the hula hut,
The hula hut.
the hula hut. Meet me at the hula hut. Man, what fun we'll have.
Barkeep has it.
We just lost audio.
At the hula hut,
The hula hut.
the hula hut. Meet me at the hula hut. Man, what fun we'll
Meet me at the hula hut.
The hula hut.
Yeah, the hula hut.
Meet me at the hula hut.
Man, what fun we'll have.
Awesome. If you guys want that part that you missed out, I can sing it for you. I can.
Yeah. All right, Jeff, go.
Yeah, that'll be the quickest way to lose all of my viewers. You know, I love it. The Ding Dong Devils stripped bare.
And she's disappearing just to kind of show you what that bear's all about.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that, hearing that, because, you know, I've heard it on the album, and I got to tell you, that's one of those tunes that it's an earworm for me. It's just like an automatic earworm. I'm going to be hearing that song, and I'll be like walking around the house singing it for the next 3 days, just so you know.
Cursing me.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Julia.
Yeah, so, but I love that version of it. That was really cool.
Thank you.
So all right, so Sam reached out to you and you just said, okay, I'm going to sit down and write a song. Really? How long does it take you to do that? You just sit down and, I was going to say whip it out in a few seconds, but you know, that's probably not I don't want to see you do that.
Not with my wife right here. Actually, you know what?
It was probably 2 days.
It was over the course of 2 days. Yeah. However, that was easier than sitting here with my ukulele and singing a song that I know by heart that I've done 1,000,000 times, because when I do that, I'm so nervous, I almost piss myself. But with the video, I can just kick back and watch it and go, hey, no big deal. So there you go.
So it's easier to write a song than to play live by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And playing live in front of like 10,000 people, no problem. Doing it on Zoom with 25 people watching for whatever reason, I'm just oh, there you have it.
Well, hey, we're up to 50 now. So we're doing all right. So
And that might be.
you shouldn't feel as self-conscious then. That's awesome. So have you been writing some other tunes while you've been in this pandemic time? No. So you just wrote it for us, man.
That was a good thing that you inspired him to sit down and write something,
Yeah, Sam told me that you had written the song for the show, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, really? That's awesome.
Yeah. You know what? Okay, the Ding Dong Devils, when we're like a regular band, we're gigging, we're going out doing stuff, we do the songs that we know. Every once in a while, somebody comes up with a song, but when we decide we're going to record an album and we need like 5 or 6 more songs, it's like everybody writes the best songs they've ever done in that last month before we go into the studio. Brent, Roseanne, Julia.
When you
Max.
have a deadline, it's really good inspiration.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And also, I got to mention Ed.
Deadline
and
and a
Stacy.
theme.
Yeah, deadline and a theme.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Yeah, you guys have had some great themes, and they all seem to center around having cocktails. I don't know what that's all about, but somehow I enjoy it. Yeah, you guys are an absolute staple on my playlist, my Tiki playlist. So kind of missing the days when got a chance to see you guys out there on the road.
One of these days. Yeah.
Us too, definitely.
And go ahead.
Highball.
What's that, Damien?
Sorry, was that I'm determined? Yeah, I'm determined to make a drink called Primal Tribal Highball.
Yeah.
Nice.
I will try it.
And I think Brent and Roseanne are on here too. So if they want to chime in, definitely.
A shout out. Yeah.
Yep, I saw Brent coming in the door. So yeah.
Yes, I'm all for it. Let's go.
I'm reading and doing things.
One of these days, I'll be able to play the bongos to that song behind you guys.
Yes. Let's do it.
Now, there was. I'm gonna see if I can find you here, Roseanne. Where? And I heard you. I don't see you. Oh wow, there's 2 pages tonight. All right, I still don't see you. You're hiding very well.
I'm hiding. I had an allergy attack like 15 minutes before everything.
Oh no!
Oh man. Well, I'm glad you joined us anyway. Thank you for that.
And
she persevered.
So I'm hiding.
All right.
But I'm so happy to see Edwin and Julia's faces and talking and just like hi. I haven't seen you guys since what was it, March of last year, I think.
That was it, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Brent too. I think it was March of last year. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it?
Strange.
I think what you guys need to do next, have you heard of that band Playing for Change? They have people from all around the world will play a specific song, and they'll pull it all together. It's beautiful. It's amazing stuff. They did some Marley things. They've done some U2 songs, and actually had Bono and some other celebrities partake in it as well. Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. You guys ought to, everybody record a song, and then whoever does your mixing, pull all those recordings together, mix it, and put that out there.
Good.
Okay.
That's my vote.
Good. Yeah.
I don't have to do any of the work.
We'll
That's why I suggest
a
it.
song on recording for change, but a cocktail song. Okay.
Yes. The cocktails for a change. No, we have cocktails all the time.
Yes. Oh, Nefuria, I have to ask you about your beautiful headwear.
Oh yeah, it's kind of going in and out, but that's beautiful.
Is that one of your fascinators?
No, it's that. Remember, I wore this for Tiki Oasis, Arizona. It's a fez I made with Woody Miller fabric and Woody Miller fabric for the Pakamui. But yes, I made it.
You got your Pakamui. Oh, it looks fantastic. Both of you guys look great.
The little beaded creature.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you've forgotten. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I only wore it for that one
We're gonna
show.
have to all get in the garage again and look at each other and say, okay, where were we?
Exactly. I think
Where
you
were
can
we,
record 6 feet apart,
A
can't you?
year ago or more.
Hey, I'm gonna write a song called 6 Feet Apart right now. Just kidding.
And you'll have it for us by the end of the show, video and everything.
Go in there
Oh,
too.
he probably
yeah.
will.
Or
With a cocktail. Yeah,
cocktail.
6 feet apart with
With
a
a-
cocktail in between. Yes.
Yes.
Six cocktails apart. Maybe there's something in there. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
we're talking.
Yeah.
That's a whole album right there.
There wouldn't be any social distancing after that, let me tell you.
No.
Yeah.
After 6
Yeah, 6 cocktails of separation.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I
Let's
like
do
that.
it.
So I've got to ask, and I'm pretty sure I've asked you this before, but you guys are so fun to watch when you're on stage. What is your favorite song to play?
Oh
Oh.
man.
Mine is Jungle Doctor. Roseanne wrote it and Brent sings it, but it's my absolute favorite song we
Yeah,
do.
that's
love,
great.
love,
I,
love it.
that's probably it for me too, actually. I love a lot of them, but that one is really great.
It's a great song.
And Jungle HMO. Yes, I
Yes,
Yes,
I
yes,
love Suffering Bastard. That's my
yes.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's
personal
you.
favorite.
Yeah, Brent wrote that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice. And Brent's being really shy tonight. He's not speaking
Is
at
he
all.
here?
I saw
I
him
saw
on.
him earlier on there somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe he had to run out and get some orange juice or something for the cocktail. I'm not quite sure.
Maybe.
Probably.
Probably.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
He's probably in the middle of mixing.
Yeah, that blue, whatever it was, rum with the
No, it was
Not
coconut.
for a
coconut. Yeah, the blue
Yeah.
something
Yeah,
or other
blue
coconut.
chair.
Yeah,
There was no.
yeah.
Blue Chair Bay.
Blue chair.
Oh, that was it. The name
Yeah.
of the
Blue
rum.
chair, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. I love seeing Brent come to practice because he has his mandolin and he has his steel guitar and he has his electric guitar and he has his saxophone.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Hey, I was.
It's
There he
just
is.
I didn't know. I was still working, and then we were eating at the table, so I was like, we had a screen here somewhere eating and like getting food all over the place. So it's just, now that it's finished,
okay.
but I love that new song.
I
It
know.
inspired me to.
Uh-oh. Now Brent's gonna do a new one, which is
All
good.
right.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Oh, nice. See, there we go. Let's get an album. We got to get an album together. I'm telling you.
It'll
Now
happen.
is that an actual
It might be the Tiki Trail album.
Yeah.
Yes. Yay!
Everything along the Tiki Trail.
Yeah.
There we go. I like it. I like the way you guys think.
Now, was that an actual cocktail you guys described with banana and tomato and papaya and rum?
No.
It sounds like it would kind of be great.
Okay,
There were
you know
no
what?
proportions for one
Okay,
thing.
you know what? It's a hard song for me to do on the ukulele, and I probably would have done a couple more ingredients, but I said, you know what? 3's enough. That's plenty. It's just lime juice, pineapple, and rum. I mean, how simple can that be?
Oh,
That
okay.
that might not be the best.
I
But
know.
you
Really,
it's the crap room.
It depends on how much
Ukulele
rum
only
you
has
put
4
in.
strings, but if you play the
That's
guitar,
right.
you might be able to have more fruit.
Yeah. Okay, by the time it comes out on the album, there's gonna be like 8 different
Yes.
ingredients in that drink, and it's gonna be
Okay.
wonderful.
It will make a real drink at that point.
Yes.
And we'll have
Yes, it'll
we'll
be
have Robert consult on
the
that so we can make sure we have the right ingredients and the right proportions.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you guys so
We're
much
ready
for
to
coming on
mix.
tonight.
Thank you.
It's always exciting to have you guys. Love seeing you guys. Miss seeing you in person. Hopefully we'll be able to do that some point this year.
Yeah, we missed.
Yes.
But
missed
hey, at
it.
least we have Zoom. We have this digital thing
That's
we're doing.
cool.
So All right. Well, thank you very much. Oh, before I let you guys go, so where can people go to? Because you guys have a Ding Dong Devils Facebook page. You guys are on iTunes and the other platforms. Where is your preferred choice for consuming your music?
Brent?
Well, I think all of those. We have a CD Baby / Ding Dong Devils. I think it's either Ding Dong Devils or the Ding Dong Devils, but it's on, it should be on Amazon, iTunes, whatever your local grocer, all of those places.
I'm going down to Ralph's to get it right after this. Yeah.
We're right next to where the blue chip stamps are.
The gas station.
It's right next to the limes, the bananas, the papayas, and tomatoes.
All that stuff, yes.
Right in there. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, you guys, for coming on. Totally appreciate it. All right. And let's see if we can find the featured guest for the evening. And Damien, there you go. How are you doing?
Oh,
now
there we go.
Now you're unmuted.
I am way too big on my screen.
I've said the same thing. It's COVID weight. Just leave me alone. I can't help it.
Well, gallery view doesn't help. Now everyone's looking at me.
Well, I've got you spotlighted. So you and I are spotlighted right now, at least for the video, for the recorded part. So
I have a lot of friends here tonight. Hi, guys.
You're half the man you were before we did this. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Things are good. Work's been a little hellacious. It's kept me out of, when I say work, my day job has kept me out of my workshop for the week, but played some catch up last night, and it's been good.
Well, it's always a good thing when the day job is functioning, especially during these times, because it helps.
Well, it allows me to do one time. Yeah, it allows me to keep the creative elements alive. So
yeah. Now, speaking of creative, are you going to highlight that little feature just over your left shoulder?
Yeah, sure. So a while ago, I started creating this concept for a character, and the character's name was Amazon Bill, and it was supposed to be just a display case. It was a simple display case with a skull that just muttered to himself, and it wasn't like a showcase spotlit effect. It was basically somebody just kind of passes by and just started. The skull was just kind of muttering to himself, and a lot of what he said was either gibberish or it was very pun-filled, things like that. And there was a backstory that he fell into the Amazon and was devoured by piranha. And after thinking about it, I'm like, this is wholly not interesting. And one of the props that I came up with was a fishing pole with a piranha attached to it, which, if you're at Trader Sam's, you're always mesmerized by the cracked toe windows, but that actually does exist as a prop in Trader Sam's. So like, okay, no, I don't want to do that. So I kind of started evolving that character idea and that mindset, and started going into another direction and doing something that was a little bit more advanced, a little bit more in the way of audio animatronics. And I came up with, it kind of evolved into, unfortunately, it wasn't intentional, something that was very much like what you might see similarities in certain degrees with Shrunken Ned over at Disneyland. But it came from my time spent at the Adventurers Club in Florida, and I'd been going there since I was 14 before it closed. It actually closed the day before I got married. Now divorced, so there was nothing redeeming about missing the last day. But I was there the following day. But anyway, so I got to know the cast there, and kind of wanted to do something that was very inspired by that. So I came up with this character named Hedley Livingston Marr. And British, yes, he's a shrunken head. So I started developing a backstory, and I kind of wanted to see how did I want to take this? And I didn't want to just do a shrunken head in glass. I wanted to be an interactive experience for guests. So I don't sculpt. So I reached out to Thor. Everyone knows who Thor is?
Oh yeah, he's been on the show.
Yeah. So I reached out to Thor, and he's like, yeah, it sounds like a blast. So I gave him a list of how I envisioned him to look and what I didn't want. So I didn't want, if people are familiar with the Adventurers Club, there was a character named Colonel Chrysalis Suchbench, and he was a puppet that was voiced by any of the male cast that was working that on a given night. And so I gave him a list of what I wanted it to look like, and Thor sent me a ZBrush 3D rendering, and it was amazing. So we finally knocked off a concept print, and this is the concept print.
Ooh.
This one will be modified. The hair, the plastic hair is going to be it's just there for visuals. Eventually, it'll be it's going to be shaved down and it'll be replaced with real hair. But this was what we came up with, or what Thor came up with, based on my, what I described to him was what I envisioned. So there'll be a rack and pinion movement for the mouth. Kind of it's a whimsical, comical look. But
and
went
now
into,
where is this going to go?
In my lounge.
Okay.
So there'll be a display case and with a lot of his personal effects in the backstory and things like that.
Well, I hear it's going to be at the Strongwater.
We've been talking about that too. But so a lot of what I wanted to challenge myself by doing different things, and one of the things I wanted to challenge myself with was doing everything that I possibly could within reason, without it taking several years later, even though most of my projects do, because of planning and everything else. But one of the things I wanted to really do was start making my own eyeballs.
Oh.
And so I will preface this and say that I did not make this pair. This pair was bought through somebody because I needed them in a pinch, because Headley was supposed to be featured as to introduce me for TikiCon. And hi, Greg. Hi, Justin. Unfortunately, COVID hit, and things are kind of delayed, and that's still the plan. But so I started going into I finally got the molds made and ready to go to actually make my own pairs of eyes and start doing that. It's a lot of fun, if not daunting. And this is the reason I bring up the eyes, is because it's something that I will eventually talk about making. It's not cheap. It's very long and drawn out, but it's a lot of fun.
So tell us a little bit about what it is that you do. Where's all this coming from? And
Jeez. What do I do? I collect hobbies for a hobby, and many of those hobbies turn into passions. By day, I've worked in technology for 21 years now. My background is Linux administration, network administration, engineering, system security, things of that nature. And in a former life, I was actually I was supposed to be an art major. I visited SVA when I was in 8th grade, and this is where I wanted to go. Unfortunately, I moved to Ohio for a couple of years as a kid, and Art Institute of Pittsburgh was looking like where I wanted to be. But unfortunately, I was kind of dissuaded from pursuing a career in the arts. Even my art teacher dissuaded me, because she was art teacher in name only. She was much more into her being a lawyer, because she just passed a bar and whatnot. So, and we're talking about a very small provincial town in the middle of Ohio. The entire school had 500 kids. So we're not talking about, exposure to the greats of the arts,
Right.
But so I pursued a career in technology, and it's afforded me a lot. And I was able to mold that and kind of parlay that into working at DreamWorks feature animation for a while. So I worked on Sinbad. I have screen credit on Shark Tale. Worked on Madagascar, Shrek 4D when it was a Universal attraction.
And that was, just to be clear, that was Shrek 4D, not 4D. Not Shrek is an old man by now, and
Shrek 4D, the Universal attraction.
Gotcha.
I did some stuff on Over the Hedge, Flushed Away. So that was a year contract, and I kind of just got my feet wet. But I was able to take that and still parlay that into working at Disney feature animation. And I worked on everything there, from Chicken Little DVD, Meet the Robinsons, which I have screen credit on, Tangled, Bolt was originally called American Dog, and everything into Wreck-It Ralph. Before Wreck-It Ralph was known as Wreck-It Ralph, it was called Joe Jump. And unfortunately, 35% of us were laid off once Pixar was brought in. So.
Yeah, that would I could see how that would happen. So you've been doing some really cool stuff. I mean, obviously we can see that. For those of you that don't know, if you've been to the Kanaloa Kid page on Tiki Trail, the photo that's on there, we actually did at Strongwater, and that cannon that's sitting behind the mugs you made that cannon. That's a new thing you're doing.
Yeah, fabrication. And the thing is, it's little things that I used to do as a kid. I mean, there's an old Epcot attraction called Horizons, and the Disney fans might know what it is. When I got home, I started building Horizons out of markers and shoeboxes and things like that. I was 6 years old, by the way. This wasn't like, last year.
Last week.
Yeah, right. So I've always had a creative itch, and I kind of lost my way with that for a little while. And to kind of round things out, I started. I've known Robert since they moved to Anaheim in terms of from a business standpoint. When he was with the Blind Rabbit, was there for I think 2 weeks straight. I was there for every day for 2 weeks because I was so excited that I was skeptical at first hearing that a speakeasy was moving to town. I was like, okay, I need to see what's going on. Because I knew the historic side of bartending and Anaheim and Prohibition, because there's a lecture that I did on it, and so I wanted to see who was bringing a speakeasy to town, and we hit it off great. We became friends. I actually started bartending over at Blind Rabbit because Robert invited me behind the bar, and I can't lie about this because he's sitting right there.
Well,
that is true.
If it wasn't for Damien starting this entire thing, it would be.
So we started doing something called Mahalo Monday, and I was actually the first guest bartender. That was interesting. Was that?
Mahalo Monday was yours.
Yes, yeah, it was. But we had a ball, and so I kind of went, just wasn't socializing a lot, and I ran into Robert at another bar in Fullerton, and he started telling me all about Strongwater. And it's like, this is great. And we started talking about things to, told him, what, we could do some effects because, effects have come a long way since, 11 years ago when Trader Sam's first opened. But that was kind of that was a big catalyst for immersion with tiki bars. And we started kind of brainstorming some effects and things like that. And I was originally a partner for the original Strongwater concept. Unfortunately, that didn't work out for there's a lot of things that transpired between then and now, and business reasons, things like that. But we've always kept in touch, and we supported them when Strongwater opened up, and trying to be here as much as possible to be there for them. And we're kind of rekindling that talk about effects and things like that, and it's allowed me the creative outlet and kind of to take that and run with it. And even in my own personal stuff with the yard and what I'm doing with the volcano and the fountain show and the animatronics and everything else that comes along with it, it's also afforded me a challenge to learn a lot of things from people. I mean, there have been, like I said, Thor, my buddy Brian, I don't know if Brian's on right now. Brian was a lighting tech and show programmer at Disneyland until very recently. So he's kind of, I had a rudimentary understanding of lighting and the importance of lighting. I have a whole section for that of the importance of lighting at the TikiCon lecture. But Brian showed me a whole new world of thought and consideration when setting up your lighting, and it's been very educational.
Yeah. Now, and I was saying that character just over your left shoulder that we see on screen. That was that was your design there, right?
Is he on screen? Yes, the one behind. Yeah. Oh yeah, he is there. I'm sorry. I'm on the small screen and things are blocking. Oh, it's right there. Stupid. So yes, it was my design and my voice. So I recorded my voice to do and we didn't want anything that's going to kind of attract attention for long periods of time. Just kind of like a double take type simple effect.
Like somebody running through a camera real quick kind of thing. No, I said like somebody running through a camera because Robert just went running behind you. So the good news is he had on all of his clothes. He wasn't streaking. He's past that. Past that.
That's right. I remember. I forgot about that. But so that's actually parlayed into us. We're brainstorming a lot of new things for the captain's quarters. So it'll be something slow that probably, you know, once things start opening up again, it'll be developed on, and something new, you know, every so often for people to keep coming back to see something fresh. A lot of environmental effects, but fully immersive and surrounding. And, you know, and that's the one thing I want to make sure that there's motivation, not just effects for the sake of effects. It's just, you know, there's motivation, there's a story arc, which is hugely important. Otherwise, you just have a collection of crap. Oh, there it goes.
And that's the name of my tiki bar, by the way. So how are we, the common folk, able to engage you? Because you've got, like I said, I reached out to you. I was like, dude, I need one of those cannons. I've already know where it's going to go. It's going to go right up there, protecting my rum. I've already found a spot for it. So, yeah. So how do we reach out to you and say, I need something for my bar?
I'm on Facebook. I'm mostly active from an artistic standpoint on Instagram. So I'm at the Krakatoa Project, because it all started with the 10.5-foot tall volcano that sits in my backyard.
Yeah, that thing is crazy. I've seen the pictures of it. That's amazing.
It's going through an entire reprogramming. It's Bamboo Bend. It's funny because we started doing, I had this idea because I wanted to make the backyard a little bit more tropical. And there was a 1950s barbecue fireplace incinerator brick thing that sat in the backyard, you know, from the original family that built the house. And I was thinking about, I wanted to overlay it with something to make it a little bit more tropical than just red brick. So I talked to Ben, I talked to a few people, and Ben's like, well, how about a volcano? And I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be a 6-foot tall thing. And no, it is substantially larger than that. And you know, there's a few things that cost prohibitions happened at the time that I want to go back to and redo some of the rock work and whatnot. And I've since taken a few lessons in rock sculpting, rock work, formations, things like that, doing faux concrete rock. So I'm going to probably do most of that myself. But we're adding a 25.
How long ago did he build that?
2018, 2007. It was started in 2017. Yeah,
okay. It is what I've seen it then. He posted some stuff of it, I think.
Yeah, that was probably it. So he did the rock work, but I didn't just want a volcano in, you know, just sitting there. Like, it had to do something, even if it's just throwing a fog machine in there. And then it's like, nope, don't want to do that. So I did an audio mix for it. I threw in a 1,000-watt amplifier, two 500-watt speakers, and made a show of it. And the day it was supposed to premiere in May of 2018. And that morning, the major component that I timed all the other effects to died. And Deb and Dave were there because I laced a tapestry of obscenities that morning, so pissed off that I had to redo the entire thing.
Come on, dude, you work in technology. You know how that goes. That's how it goes.
Oh, yeah. Someone was basically giving me a middle finger that day.
Yeah, the demos hit the bed when they're supposed to be showing them off. Yeah.
So that morning, I had to take everything out and reprogram the entire show with what's called a B show. So did the show. It came out well. There's a few videos of it that exist. The ones on my Instagram page. But I was never happy with the final product. Even so, I also always had envisioned a greater show around it, and I always wanted to do something kind of like a Phantasmic or kind of like a World of Color type thing. So we're in the middle of adding a waterfall on the opposite side of the yard, an outdoor an outdoor lounge, because the main Krakatoa lounge is going to be inside, but we're also digging out a 25-foot long lagoon we're planning about 32 water jets right now in varying types.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so it's going to be an entire show. The controller components, the electrical needs and whatnot are also being taken into consideration. But the controller needs that I'm using for a lot of this and scheduling and figuring out from a cost perspective are the ones that Disney actually uses in some capacity. The main controller that I'm looking for is a clone of the one that actually powers Phantasmic and Primary Show. So I mean, the horsepower is there to do it. Is just, you know,
I was gonna say,
now I'm limited by, you know, I don't have Disney's budget, obviously. So
well, I'm just thinking you can water the neighbors' yards.
or we could do that too.
And I was
And you know-
wondering, does your HOA have anything against volcanoes? Is that in the bylaws for the HOA?
Luckily, we have nothing short of, or nothing even close to an HOA around me. So
Oh, you're lucky.
the only thing my house is bills acted, so I couldn't do it in the front of the house because it has to remain to its historic structure. But anything in the back is free reign, and I have really cool neighbors. Neighbors will sit on the fence and watch. So I mean, they're really cool with it.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I would love to have my tiki bar needs to be animated. I know that.
We could talk about stuff. Absolutely.
I've got Ken Tiki. He does these amazing sound boxes. So
Yeah,
we've got some jungle noise, some ocean noise, and some other stuff. But yeah, I just need animatronics. I was excited when I had everything on remotes, but I could walk in and turn on all the lights with the one remote.
Yeah.
But I need motion, man.
So a buddy of mine and I were brainstorming, and I don't know if you've seen, he built an animatronic raven. His name is Jasper Anderson. He runs a shop called Mr. Chicken's Prop Shop. And he's hugely talented. If anyone ever went to Club 33 during the Haunted Mansion's 50th, they had the animatronic crow with the conservatory, the coffin, the guy trying to get out.
Mm-hmm.
He built all that for Club 33.
Wow.
But he's hugely talented. So he did this crow, and or the raven, I should say. And the storyline for something I was working on, there's an organ piece that I have.
You say there's an organ piece that you have?
Yeah. So I have an organ that
hang on, I have to get back on track because my mind's gone someplace else.
Oh yeah, that happened. There's an organ there which will be turned into an animatronic. It's an original 1883 organ. I'm trying to turn it into an animatronic, which is going to be an interesting endeavor. I already have the concept of how I'm going to do it. I do not play organ, so I need someone to be able to program it. I have a buddy in Hollywood that is an organist. That's down the line. But anyway, the ravens are part of that. So I looked at the raven animatronic, like we could make macaws out of this. And we started talking about doing macaws. He'd already done a concept for a macaw. And I'm not talking, there's nothing wrong with people that want to use, because it's holy shit. Your ice maker? Yeah. Holy crap. So, there's nothing right. People have used the squawker macaws. They're like, it's a child's toy that you could hack with a squawker talker board, and you basically make it move and do its own thing. Those are great, but they wear out really fast because it's all plastic. So wanted to do something that was much more, yes, that's exactly what we're doing. Everything's going to be programmed through a MIDI interface with an organist. That's exactly it. Good call. So what we're working on right now, and it's more him than me, even though I'm working on a toucan separately, based on his original animatronic skeleton and the body for the crow or the raven. So that's something that we're working on that I'm just need to sit down and do, and hopefully we'll have something soon.
Yeah, and at quantity, or are they going to be like one-offs?
They're looking for sale. They're probably going to be, I would say, I don't want to say exact, but I would say they're probably going to be in the $500 range. Mm-hmm. And that's without a controller, and that's not it moving. That's just, hey, do this or buy this and you're on your own. That being the case, I want to put together a how-to or be able to help people program, not just using these theme park grade controllers, but I mean, you could use Arduinos and Raspberry Pis and things like that.
Yeah, the Raspberry Pis, that opens up a lot for you.
Yeah, Raspberry Pis are great. I know a lot of people are trying to do a lot of stuff with them, and what people don't realize is that the only limitation that you're going to have is what the learning curve for coding, and also the CPU power. Because I mean, there's a reason why theme parks don't use Arduinos to power, main attractions and things like that. There's nothing wrong with that, but for a home place, it's great. It really is.
I'll tell you, I'm going to use them for the IP addressable LEDs in my lava stuff and flows. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to start working on that and put a little motion in and all that stuff.
Yeah, they're really great, and there's a lot of programs that that will plug in. I mean, the Raspberry Pi is just essentially it's a small computer. It's all it is. It even needs a boot up time. So the mask back here, by the way, the mask is Raspberry Pi based. So
Brenda had their home bar has 3 Raspberry Pis.
Yeah, they're great. If anyone's seen the mask that I made, the one that my personal one, it's got the 5 sets of eyes that has 5 Raspberry Pis in that to control that.
Wow.
So, but it's yeah, they're great. They serve a purpose. Like I said, there's a loss tolerance, or a tolerance for not being, not having a backup or anything like that, unless you're doing a failover pair for Raspberry Pis. But they serve the need, and they're great for prototyping and everything else.
Well, it sounds like Dorian is ready to get a volcano for her backyard. Just saying.
Done. We could do this.
She's
You
in
deliver
Houston.
in Texas?
I'll come to Texas.
All right, my neighbors are gonna love me.
And one of the things, actually, one of my favorite things to do is actually do the audio engineering, the audio mixing, because I've collected sound effects for the better part of 25 years. I've started doing my own recordings at Disneyland. There are ways of recording audio that do not take, you basically, you're not going to get background ambient noise. Yes, Todd, your backyard comes first. But so there's some really great ways of getting environmental ambient audio. Especially I've collected sounds of Disney theme parks for for stock stuff for years.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff's available online.
When you're doing it though, so what was that?
I said a lot of that stuff's available online.
Yep, I've got to be responsible for like 40% of it. The stuff that's not officially released.
Don't worry, we won't show this video to anybody.
It's been years since I've done it. Actually, that's not true. I recorded Rosita at Disneyland. Rosita talks for 2 hours and 19 minutes straight without looping. And I just wanted it to end because there's 2 and 3 minute lulls in between what she says. But I was able to record it. I got a very clean recording that I think Tiki Tony gave it to Kevin Lively. And Kevin Lively, who worked on Rosita, you might know Kevin Lively is one of the main Imagineers that made the announcements for the Jungle Cruise over refurbishment that's happening right now. He said, "He's like, wow, sounds great." So I'll take that as a thumbs up.
Nice. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I need to get that recording. That's for sure.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, I have one of his. I have Tiki Tony's Rosita mug that he just launched.
Right.
Yeah, beautiful mug. Oh yeah, so Dorian's acquiescing to Shrunken Monkey that he can go first. Wow, that's really nice. See, the people on this show, they're also nice. Me, I'm not so nice. No, I want my damn cannon. I want that first before those guys get their stuff.
Well, okay, honestly, I have to make a batch of them anyway, so I'll just do yours right next to them. But one thing I will say, I do have a J because my initials are DJM, and I bought letters to molds to make molds out of, so I could pour the resin for them. But I do have a J, so I could
Nice.
set for your customization.
So what I'm hearing is I can have it tomorrow. I can come pick it up.
Yeah.
You want to keep living the dream? Be my guest.
Hey, Damien. Hey, Damien.
Hey, Bill.
I just messaged you a great picture of your volcano. If you want to pull that up and maybe share it with the group later.
Sure. Can we post that to the Tiki Trail page?
I just sent it to your Facebook Messenger because I couldn't get it to post in the chat.
Oh, no worries. No worries. Yeah, I'll send it to Jeff later. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate that.
It's the one with Brent Walker.
Oh, yes. It's the Halloween one. That was
yeah.
Work in progress. Yeah. Astro Brent.
And does Brent have all of his clothes on? Just want to make sure of that.
Oh, you'll see. You'll find out.
It was during the Anaheim Halloween parade.
Yeah.
Okay. It was right before the Mihana.
That photo.
That was right before the Mihana Halloween parade, right?
Right.
All right, I'm going to go back on mute. Hi, hey, everybody.
Had to bring you to the fore because you were talking. So yeah. So that's
yeah.
awesome, man.
Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on. And honestly, I'm kind of embracing and realizing the need for creativity. And a lot of what I do is exhausting from a standpoint of I suffer from analysis paralysis a lot. So I will plan and make sure that it's polished and and plus the hell out of it and things like that, and then nothing ever gets done. So it's a learning process to just say, you know what, when is good enough okay?
Perfection is the enemy of good.
Right, and that's my issue that I'm kind of.
You're not a Capricorn, are you? Are you a Capricorn?
No,
oh, well, that explains the talking thing. Never mind.
But
it's all no. I'm good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Carbon Tiki. Have you seen his place? Man, he's got. So on here, Carbon Tiki's got an amazing bar. Brenda's got an amazing bar. There's some people on here who've built some really amazing.
Yeah, there's some really great decor and everything else that I'm seeing. It's great to see people taking care, and that's one of the big things. And I realize that there's a big Disney. There's an overlap between Tiki and Disney, just like there's an overlap between between vintage and Art Deco, Prohibition era, 1920s, 1930s. People that are interested in that, and Tiki also. But it's great to see that people that are taking their stuff, taking their places and making it their own, as opposed to kind of keeping up with the neighbor, keeping up with the Joneses. Oh, someone bought a Home Goods helmet. Everyone needs to go run and get the same helmet.
Right.
To me, I mean, this is me personally. There's nothing wrong with it. If that's what you want, that's awesome. Do that. For me, I like something that's very original and very, very much thought out to a fault sometimes, to where it just doesn't get done. But to me, I'd rather do something that is of my, that speaks to me, that doesn't necessarily speak to everyone else. And I know when I finally finish the lounge, people would be like, is this Tiki? No, it's not. Because the storyline and everything else that falls in line with what I'm working on goes hand in hand with the history of my home, which is 100 years old and has its own history to it. So the look is gonna be much more what I call the British Museum with a pulse and a bar program, and less of your traditional thatching and Tiki. I mean, there's gonna be Bradbury and Bradbury wallpaper. There's gonna be a lot of exotic elements, and it's gonna be a curation of artifacts, some real, some are made up, but the idea is to blur the line between the two.
Right. Yeah, I'm getting your image here. You're still seeing same image. You're not seeing anything different, right?
Yeah, I'm just seeing you.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I'm trying to pull up the image of your backyard. I'll get that here in a second.
Yeah, Jeff, I just sent that to you. So in your Facebook Messenger.
Facebook. All right, that's where it was. All right. So yeah, let me see if I can. Excuse me while I whip this out.
Nice.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies.
Absolutely, could not be made today. Not in a million years.
Can't. No, it can't. But that was a damn good movie. Yeah, so I'll pull this up here. Get to that in a second. So yeah, I mean, I love the stuff you're doing, and I mean, there's a line between having everything individualized, which can be costly and timely, compared to being able to have something that might be a little more consumable and available.
Sure, and that's the big thing is that it's also how much it's not cheap either, especially to do theme park level stuff, theme park grade stuff. There's a reason why it's so expensive, and it's not for everyone. But there are, especially in the open source world. Nice.
There we go.
That was a work in progress. That was before we put in the garden and plants around it. But,
man, I see the waterfall on there. That is awesome, man.
Yeah, that's before the lighting went in. That's all destroyed now, actually, because we're opening that all up. So we have to dig down about 2 feet and then build the lagoon to come out. But there's going to be all sorts of water effects, more pyro effects and a bunch of other stuff.
Well, if you need any variable speed drives, let me know. I'll hook you up.
What was that?
If you need any VFD variable speed drives for water control and all that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't know, and then you can build all those controllers for that, and they just basically control everything. We use those on strip all the time for the hotels, for the water pressure and different floor levels.
Gotcha. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I was going to say, you're not swiping that from the Mandalay fountain, are you?
One of my buddy, he owns a company that does that stuff, so he's good. It's just all Chinese stuff, but it's still, it works and it's pretty awesome.
And that's the thing is, I mean, there is a lot on the Chinese reproduction market. I mean, ethically, it's kind of like, do you buy tiki mugs? I mean, it's that whole ethical conundrum that I'm not touching with the 10-foot pole here. But it works,
Well, and Dorian has to bring some kind of reality into it of volcanoes having waterfalls on a waterfall volcano flank. So
well, the whole idea was to kind of to light it red and make it look like an artistic lava flow. But that's not where we're building another waterfall. It's going to be about 6 feet tall and much more. I mean, it's going to be much stronger and much more. It's going to bring the sound of waterfalls into the yard. And that's going to be on the opposite side. So the volcano is going to be on one side of the lagoon, and 25 feet away will be the waterfall.
Okay, yeah, if you ever need any kind of input, one of those people on the movie, the expert that they bring in, in particular.
And that's what kills me is historic accuracy is a huge thing for me, and that's why it takes me so damn long to do some things, because of just research. And I have folders on top of folders of documents. I have a document, white paper that was written for academics on the impact of 17th century cannonballs on the side of ship hulls, which was really, really interesting. And if you're into that sort of thing.
What? But that doesn't seem like a very long white paper. It puts holes in.
It was really interesting because they talk about different woods and trajectories and velocities and all this other stuff. It's really, really interesting. Again, if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it puts holes in them. That's about the extent that I would go to. So this is awesome. Definitely want to have people. So we have, I've been failing to mention the Tiki Comer cards all night. I'm remiss in this. We have a Tiki Comer card for you that is in the promo card is in the chat. And I think we took you out to, we have both your Instagram handle, and I think the link takes you to your Facebook page.
Awesome.
So they can follow you and what you're doing.
I am horrible at, I will be the first to tell you, for someone who's into technology, I'm much more into the artistic side of it. I mean, yes, there is an element of self-promotion to get your art seen, and I don't dispute that, but I'm terrible when it comes to social media. No idea what works, no idea what doesn't. I just post my shit, and if people like it, awesome. Exactly. But that's why, I mean, I don't have Twitter because no one gives a crap what I have to say in 240 characters or less. I mean,
it's funny. The Tiki people don't do Twitter. Mm-hmm. Everybody I've talked to, they're either Instagram or Facebook or both. Nobody in our community uses Twitter.
And I'm leaning more toward Instagram because I find it to be more conducive to creativity, whereas Facebook, everyone's just looking to argue. I mean, and I keep it because there's a lot of groups that I belong to for artistic reasons and historic reasons, things like that. But I did get suckered, and that's the thing is I have to stop myself because I can be a hugely passionate person. But I did get suckered into some of the Jungle Cruise arguments, which I will not get into here. But it's a very everyone is talking, both sides. Everyone's talking, and no one's listening to the other side or even giving consideration. So nothing good could come of it. It's much easier to have those conversations in person.
Well, there's a whole conversation going on right now in the chat about lava flow and how to make lava flow work. So you've obviously inspired the crew here tonight.
And that's one thing I'm actually working on right now. We're actually, I'm working on a practical effect, not water-based, a practical effect that will encompass water, encompass some environmental effects that will, so when the volcano erupts, it will it'll start sliding down the front of it, very bright, lit and everything else. So the fountain is probably going to remain a fountain in some capacity, but the focal point for the lava flow for the main eruption is going to be down the front.
Oh, it's a competition, I guess, right there. That's what I'm working on. I'm working on the lava flow in my my tiki bar at the moment.
Awesome.
So
And he has lava flow on his ceiling.
Nice.
It's gonna. I need movement, like you're talking about. I understand what you're saying, and that's why I asked you about the IP addressable stuff. And yeah, it'll be badass, I'm sure, when you're done with it.
Yep. Yeah, the entire everything in the yard. Basically it's going to be some of the devices that I have. There's going to be main devices for water, lighting, sound, and animatronics. So they're going to be split into different things. But they're able to do different sequences, so I could use the same devices to program the interior effects and the exterior effects. So it's I'll be broke by the end of all this, but it'll be fun.
I'm not that fancy. I just want a lava flow. That's it. I can't afford all of the other stuff because you're right.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm happy to share, what I'm working on, and we can talk and chat and talk shop. I'm all about sharing knowledge. I'm not one of these people that I'm going to hold on to it because you have to pay me for me to tell you. It's like, if you want to learn it, it's something that if you're showing initiative and drive, awesome. Let's do that. Let's geek out. I'm all about collaboration, and that's why, like, when I talked with Thor. By the way, did I mention Carl when I was talking about Headley earlier? So Carl was
a while ago. I can't remember it. I've had much of my
Carl was one of the main cast members of the Adventures Club. Sorry, just my brain goes in 15 different directions at once. Carl was one of the main cast members at the Adventures Club, and he and I kept in touch. So he's the voice of Headley. And I think did I play you, Jeff, when you were?
No.
You want to hear one of the things that I wrote for him?
Yeah. What do we got going on here?
Oh, thanks.
We'll do that, and then we're going to move into the Makani Marketplace. So yeah.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. I don't want to overstay my welcome here.
Dude, I could sit here and talk to you for flipping ever.
We'll be waiting for after the show.
Because I could talk forever. Everyone knows this.
Sorry, I apologize.
Oh no. I please, I'm by all means. Let's have a conversation. So, I wrote all the scripts and I gave them to Carl. I approached Carl, and if you've ever seen Carl, if you do a search for some old footage of the Adventures Club on YouTube, Carl is in a role. He played every major male character, or he played every male character, period, that the club had to offer. He's one of the mainstays and probably one of the most recognizable cast members. He was most famous for his character of Emil Bleehall, but also did the voice of the Colonel, Beazle, which was another character, and so on and so forth. So I reached out to him, and just I have no fear when it comes to crap like that. So I was like, okay, let's see what he says. And like, I hadn't talked to him in a few years. I mean, we kept in touch, and I'll go see him because he performs at Universal right now. But I'll go see him. But we hadn't really kept in touch. He's like, oh, sounds like fun, sure. So I sent him the scripts, and a couple months later, there's no real time frame. He recorded it. Then I hit him up to do a custom one-off for TikiCon, and I sent him that, and he was like, this is great, let's do it. So this is one of the scripts. Unfortunately, I don't know how good the sound quality is going to be because I have to hold my phone up, but this
and don't hit mute. I learned that during the Ding Dong Devils song.
Welcome to the Krakatoa Lounge.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Eternity for intrepid adventurers, travelers, bushmen and bushwomen, sailors, oceanographers, and other nautical types, explorers, aviators, aviatrixes, nomadic peoples, pioneers, and those not following a 12-step program, where we don't charge you the national debt of a small third world country for the privilege of merely walking through our doors and nothing else. Only to be further parted from your hard-earned money so you can remain on the premises. Or to purchase exclusive members-only merchandise or bragging rights to your friends who will resent you as a result. You will find our social club is not for the socially inept. And the only headlining magic you'll be seeing at a regular basis is the magic of metabolism, as you pickle your livers at the bar. However, if you're interested in seeing some tricks, might I recommend the nearest street corner? If someone should approach you asking you to see some acts of prestidigitation, you should probably run away as fast as you can. Because, you know, danger, danger. Hedley Livingston, head of hospitality here at the lounge, and the only founding member for all three branches of the loyal triad of exploration and discovery. We're all friends here at the lounge, so if you've come in here a stranger, you'll probably exit in handcuffs because someone has called the authorities and you're trespassing. Instead, if there's anything you should need during your stay, that's what the bar is for.
Nice.
Yeah, so I wrote 17 different things or 18 different things for him to say. Hold on, there we go. So it's kind of luck of the draw. There's a few interactions. He'll be able to sneeze, and yes, you will get sprayed. When when he sneezes, the glass also fogs up.
Okay, just so you know, in the COVID age, that's probably not a good thing to have.
Bring it on. He's dead. He doesn't care. Yeah.
Oh,
So
if you get sprayed, you may care.
Hey, one half of us is already vaccinated. By the way, everyone, this is Kayla. She's been sitting back here all day. She's my girlfriend.
Hi, Kayla.
She's kind of new to the whole tiki thing, so slowly she's creeping closer. Just don't scare her. Everything will be fine.
Nobody run naked. No nakedness, please.
Yeah, well, you guys are probably have to leave early then for that, because I'm sure that's going to happen later.
Sam's under control, right? Sam's not doing anything weird today, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Sam has no naked men in her room tonight. So thank you, Damien. That was awesome, and you've got some amazing stuff. I mean, the stuff that comes out of your mind is incredible. So
and there's a few more things coming. Can I just one last thing?
Yeah.
So a while ago, I was challenged just by a bunch of friends being smartasses. Could I recreate some of the stuff that's at Trader Sam's? Yes, I can, and I have. I'm in the middle of doing a half practical, half projected window, much like what the Crafto window is. But it drives me nuts because I want to do a historically accurate version of it and plus it. So there'll be a lot of added effects that go in with that. But I'm also doing a version of the shipwrecked effect. There we go. That I don't like. I'm not one. Hey, let's just recreate what Disney's already done. I want to put some thought into it. So the execution is kind of where the line ends. So there's going to be a lot of other, of my own styling on that. The shipwreck effect is a practical effect. The one in Trader Sam's is a Pepper's Ghost effect. So the ship is actually sideways and goes sideways. It's a great Pepper's Ghost effect. But that's being used for a greater effect. So that I'm working on for the bar. And I'll be posting some of that stuff in the near future as we start working on that.
awesome. Well, that sounds pretty cool. I would anxiously love to see that.
Absolutely. And when times are better and whatnot, love to have you over to the house sometime.
Well, yeah, and I really want to be there when you launch that new volcano.
Well, we've been definitely. We've been trying. I throw a yearly party. Ding Dong Devils were actually supposed to play this year, or last year, but it's just because COVID, we just keep pushing it back. So every 6 months, we just push it back another 6 months and hope. So yeah, so we'll have to have you over.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for coming on. Definitely appreciate that.
Thanks everyone for tolerating that.
I'm sure there's gonna be more people wanting to ask more questions at the end.
And honestly, I am all about questions, and I'm sorry I could chat people's ears off. So yeah, don't be afraid to reach out. I don't bite hard. Yeah, enjoy. Thanks, guys.
That's why we love you, right?
Thanks.
All right, so let's see if I can find now Makani Marketplace. Man, we ran really long. See, Amanda, I told you it was going to be a while, because our show just kind of goes and it goes. So I have. Oh, there we are. There, I got to hit our Japanese friends. And I got to say, you're not looking all that Japanese to me, but let's bring you up on that. There we go. So
Hey there.
you guys are calling in from Japan. You're living in Japan.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Nice. So well, first of all, we got to ask, how did that happen?
Yeah, we moved here about 2.5 years ago from Portland, Oregon, and
we're teaching English out here.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, nice. Okay. Where are you in Japan?
In Kobe. So it's just a little below Osaka and Kyoto.
Yeah.
Kansai area.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's a really nice. I love Japan. Japan's one of my favorite countries. So I'm envious that you're living there. That's great.
Yeah, we love it.
So you guys are. So tell us about Tiki Oishi. Am I saying it right? Oishi?
Yeah. Oishi.
Oishi. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because Japanese you pronounce every single letter. I forgot about that. Yeah. Oishi. So yeah, tell us a little bit about Tiki Oishi.
Well, I mean, Tiki Oishi is just our Instagram handle, and we've just been sharing our story of traveling tiki throughout Japan and East Asia, and just sharing our life here. Other than that, we just like to have some drinks and
So what is tiki like in Asia?
So in Japan, it's fairly sparse. We have a few prominent tiki bars, including the Trader Vic's in Tokyo. And then our favorite is Tiki Bar Headhunter down in Okayama, Japan. That's, I think, really the best tiki bar here.
Now, where's Okayama compared to Tokyo?
From Tokyo by bullet train or Shinkansen would probably be 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you would have to make an effort to get there for Tiki Bar Headhunter. There's really not much else there. And I mean, there is, but it's like.
And that's on a bullet train, which travels like 200 plus miles an hour, and it takes 4 hours to get there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That fast, does it?
Yeah, because it's about 4 hours.
Wow, that's incredible. So, but Trader Vic's, is that in Tokyo? Is that in? I'm trying to remember the American district.
I don't. It is in Tokyo. I don't know what district it's in, but it's definitely in Tokyo. It's about 15 minutes from Tokyo Station by local train, or 30 minutes by foot. But yeah, that's kind of the beacon for tiki bars in Japan. Mm-hmm. However, Tiki Bar Headhunter in Okayama is really the most truthful because it's a locally owned tiki bar. He shares his passion for tiki that he's kind of collected throughout here in Japan and traveling to America. And it's just very intimate spot for sure. And the last place we forgot to mention was Sam's by the Sea in Okinawa, which is Japan's Hawaii. And there's a chain of Sam's by the Seas that has teppanyaki style steak and seafood with tiki drinks and Hawaiian music and stuff. So yeah.
Well, I would figure there too, because you've got the base. So that I'm imagining that's probably a good theme.
Yeah.
Around the American base there. Yeah. So you said you've traveled to other parts of Asia as well in search of tiki.
Yeah.
And that just fascinates me. I mean, how do you find tiki throughout Japan and Asia?
Well, we do a lot of just Google search is simple enough. The issue with Google search in a foreign language is you're only going to get English results. But I think, by and large, we can pretty much find anything on the internet. And we've been to Korea, Hong Kong, Thailand, and we've just met some amazing people and have shared our story of just saying, hey, we're here, we're doing like a tiki travels. And we've had people open up on off days to just let us in and shared mugs and pins and exchanges. Wow. And it's been a great like venture for us to travel, but also just find that tiki community.
That's incredible. So what prompted you to move from Portland to Japan?
Well, you know, we were both working professionally in Portland, and we were in our early 30s, and we thought, let's just spice it up and do something different. And with some inspiration and a few, yeah, just we decided to move, and we ended up working in education. My wife's a teacher already, but for me, it was a little bit of a change. And Japan just seemed to be a great fit for us. And yeah, so I don't know, just kind of got tired of the corporate grind a little bit.
So I have to ask, because I mean, I've traveled a lot of places on business, and Japan was the one place that I kind of got freaked out a little bit, because I came out the wrong side in Tokyo. We visited one of the palaces, I want to say the Prince's Palace, and we came out the wrong side, and we didn't know where we were. And you can't read any of the signs. So, I mean, we were just, oh. And then of course, my buddy's like, oh, well, you had the card for the hotel, because you show the card to the taxi driver, here, take us here.
Yeah.
And I had left it in the hotel. So there we were, just trying, like, oh my God, what do we do? Have you had moments like that where you're just looking around, it's like, I can't read anything? I mean, how do you deal with that?
Well, at first, yeah, it was difficult, you know, coming here with minimal language skills. And I'm trying to think of some better examples, but, you know, Google Maps has really helped us a lot. I mean, Google
Yeah.
Translate too. I mean, I know it sounds so generic, but really it has. And once you start to pick up things like where the grocery stores are, or what exit to take at a train station, I mean, we kind of confine ourselves to what we've experienced so that we don't end up getting burned and, you know, ending up a half an hour or 2 hours away from our home. But we've been here for 2.5 years, so we're pretty comfortable in Osaka, pretty much all of Japan, honestly. Like, we handle ourselves pretty well now, but at first it was definitely a struggle.
Yeah, I would imagine so, but it's one, like I said, one of my favorite countries. Are there, you talked about the couple of places, is there anything in Tokyo or anything that's like close to Tiki? I mean,
well, you know, there is a great infatuation with Hawaii and like Hawaiian culture. And so there's a lot of like Hawaiian cafes and Hawaiian restaurants throughout Japan, that range from just a cafe that serves coffee and Kona beer, and maybe they have a Mai Tai or a Blue Hawaiian on the menu, to restaurants that might have like Hawaiian barbecue and so on. So we try and stop in places like that just to check it off our list. But as far as Tiki, like, as I think most people appreciate Tiki, there's just the three you know, establishments, and they're, you know, Okinawa to Tokyo is you know, a 3-hour plane ride, and as I mentioned, Okayama from Tokyo is a 4-hour bullet train ride. So they're pretty well spread out throughout the country. And yeah, that's it. You know, you have to travel for Tiki here, that's for sure, or come to our place if you want. I don't know.
well, and watch what you guys are doing. So you're sharing some of the stories and the adventures, Tiki base that
Yes.
you're experiencing. So what's been your favorite Tiki experience so far?
Well, we really love Tiki Bar Headhunter in Okayama. I mean, that's probably one of our favorite bars we've ever been to anywhere. So he's just, you know, it's really his home bar, but he just so happens to rent out a retail space that he's turned into, you know, a somewhat of a money-making, income-producing property. But by and large, you have to do appointment only because he doesn't get the foot traffic, and it's really just his passion. And so when you go there, it's just such a great experience, and he's very attentive, and it's just a great time. And for us, that's been one of our like go-tos. It's about an hour and a half from Kobe by train, so we try and get down there every few months. if, you know, of course, if the situation allows. But otherwise, in Asia, we really like Pakalolo in Thailand and Bangkok. He was a great dude. He had some great merchandise. Just, I don't know. And then we also like Tony Honey in Hong Kong too. Those guys were really great. Had some great drinks as well. And
now,
yeah.
where is that? Is that in Long Kwang? I can never remember the name of it. Where's that at? I'm just going to ask that.
Hong Kong. I don't know. It's just to me, it's all the same. Yeah.
There's a district there, an area where they've got all the bars and everything. So I was wondering if it was Long Kwang Phai, something like that. I know I mutilated the name, but it was something like that. I didn't know if that's where that was. Or...
I barely know Japanese. I don't know Chinese, so that's for sure.
Yeah. So I was just wondering because yeah, Hong Kong is really cool. I've been there a few times as well.
But yeah, that would be some of our favorite experiences. And we've also had people who've traveled to Japan that we've met up through Instagram that we've really cherished those times, you know, because obviously people are out here, they don't know much about Tiki, but they're looking for it. And so we've really provided liaison to getting to these bars or how to translate or navigate their journey. And yeah, so we just, you know, really just in love with the community. So when they come out, we're more than happy to just help anyone out, just questions, or we can go together. Like, let's do it. So
what I need to do is get myself back into a role where I'm traveling internationally so I can get over to Japan to see these places. That's what I'm hearing. That's my takeaway. Just saying.
Yeah, we love it.
Awesome,
sure.
man. Well, I love it, and you know, keep it up because it's always great to see the Tiki culture as adopted by other cultures. Yeah, it's just really cool to see that interpretation. Love it. So appreciate what you guys are doing.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, and hopefully we didn't keep the. Well, no, it's not. It's tomorrow morning for you. So I was gonna say, hopefully we didn't keep the little one up, but no,
no, he's doing fine. Thanks for asking.
He's terrorizing, you know, all by himself. He's doing well. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Give our best to Kim, and appreciate you coming on and what you're doing. So keep it up. I'm anxious to see more of your exploits.
Of course. Thanks for having us.
All right. So now I'm gonna go to Amanda. Amanda Kill. That sounds like, you know, Jeff. He's a man to kill. That's kind of what it sounds like to me. So how are you doing, Amanda? Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute. See, we get to carry that expression from 2020 into 2021. So you need to unmute. Should be down there at the bottom. There you go.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. No, last year that was I read somewhere that the phrase of the year was "you're on mute" because everybody's doing these Zoom events and yeah. So yeah, it even happened to me.
This is my first time, so sorry if I messed up.
I've done a million of these, and I wish I could be exaggerating, but even yesterday I was on mute and talking. So yeah, it happens to the best of us. So how are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm trying to figure out how to share my screen with you.
Right. Yeah, so that's down there at that bottom bar. There should be a share screen sign there. But before you do that, want to hear more. You and I talked a little bit, so I'd love to have you just talk a bit about what it is that you're doing, because you're doing some pretty cool stuff.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm a graphic designer, illustrator, tattoo artist, and I work from home, and I'm working on a really fun project right now, and I'm gonna show you guys a sneak peek if we can figure this out.
Yeah.
And it's a children's cookbook coloring book. So a friend of mine's providing all the recipes, and I'm doing the illustrations, and they're just totally wacky, and it's really fun.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely want to see that. I think that would be amazing, especially now with people having kids at home and we're at home all the time with the kids.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is a real good thing.
Yep. So.
Are you seeing the menu bar down there at the bottom?
Yep.
And it should say share screen right in the middle.
I did that.
Okay. And it should be telling you which screen that you want to share. So just hit either the application that you have or your desktop. You can hit the desktop if you want.
Huh.
Just make sure you put the porn away before you hit the desktop.
Ha.
And then once you do that, you have to, once you select it, then you hit share and that will come up for us.
It keeps saying open preferences. Okay, I don't know why. Oh, maybe I have to hit the Zoom. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, people are loving your shags behind you. Those are awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I wish we could have figured this out earlier. I can't. I don't know why it's not working.
Oh, well, that is a bummer. So let me do this.
See it on,
oh, there
okay.
you go.
Am I on here now?
You're sharing. You're sharing.
Yay. Okay. Now I don't know where the Zoom conversation went, but I guess you guys.
You're on here. I see you off to the side, so you're good.
Okay. All right. Let me just go through some things because I got them up and right. Can you see these right here?
First we have to ask about the dog.
Oh, my dog. That's Boo. He's my Boston Terrier. He was in here earlier.
Cute.
He's love of my life. Let's see. Gosh.
So yeah, we're seeing the Tiki Toss and the Plunder Island.
I see you over here. Okay. Yes. We have an amusement park here. It's been open since the late 1800s, Oaks Park. And a friend of mine asked me to do some game designs and also paint the signs for them. So I came up with concepts, and one of them is the Tiki Toss, where we have a bunch of tiki mugs on the wall and you have to throw some coins in, and if you hit it in the mug, you get a prize. And so I did this puffer fish and this tiki guy.
Now, where are you based out of? Where is this at?
I'm in Portland, Oregon.
It's a Portland night. Are you moving to Japan next?
You never know. No, I kind of like it. Well, I like my house a lot. I don't like this weather at all. I want to be a snowbird and be in Palm Springs half the year or somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because I also ride a motorcycle, and that's like my passion, and you can't do that when the rain. So one day I'll be in two places. Anyway, so yeah, we did also a pirate themed game called Plunder Island, and Roller Bowler, which is a game they already had there, and I made some signage for that. And it's sad because they're closed, and because of COVID, It's like everywhere. Well, let me rewind here. So I've known Greg and Justin for about 15 years, and they're the ones who do TikiCon. And here we all are at their Sandy Bottom Tiki Bar. This was in the Portland Monthly Magazine.
Right.
And this is the little sailor guy that was the TikiCon right here. Okay, so here's the logos that I've done, and this was a t-shirt design that I did for TikiCon from the mug that Van Tiki designed. And also Bamboo Craftsman is a place here that you can get all the supplies you need to grow bamboo or make a tiki bar. And so I did a bunch of logos for him. And I also work for McMenamins, and they have a couple tiki bars.
Yes, I've been to the one on the north side of Seattle. That's a beautiful place.
Yes, the North Shore Lagoon, and they have a huge, Olympic-sized swimming pool.
Yeah, tiki bar with a swimming pool. It's crazy.
Yeah, they turned into a soaking pool, so it's all really hot and it's really nice. So yeah, I did some logos for them. I do all the menus. And then there's also this guy named Jack Hyde, and he lives in Seattle, and I did a logo for his home bar called the Hideaway. And this is him with the fez. He goes to a lot of tiki events as well. And then this illustration here is for the kids coloring book. It's the menu, the kids menu at the North Shore Lagoon.
Mhm.
And
I would say I recognize it, but I didn't eat off of the kids menu.
it's a lot cheaper.
I just had drinks when I was there, so.
Let's see. Okay, and then here are my tattoos that I've done. I've been, sorry about that, getting text messages.
Okay, those drummers are killer. I love that.
Yes, this is on Greg Clapp from Tiki Con. He's
Wow.
here with us. Did those, he hadn't gotten tattooed in 20 years, I think.
Are you able to make those pictures bigger, or that screen bigger there?
Is that bigger? Is that working?
Slowly rendering. Okay, yeah, there we go. Oh,
okay.
so that's just, yeah, we're seeing just the drummers now. I was hoping you could do the whole, that whole PDF, make it bigger.
Boom.
There we go. Nice.
Okay.
Man, look at you. You're a technology whiz now.
I know I got my degree in 97 before the internet. So I've had to learn all these things, but this Trader Vic's is on Justin, Greg's husband. And I can't remember who got theirs first, but these were both really fine lines, a lot of detail in these tattoos. I tend to do more thicker lines like this tiki right here. This was designed by Curse Tiki, who will probably be on your show soon. He's done some tiki mugs for Monk Tiki, and he's a really, really nice guy. Yeah, he recently came and got a bunch of tattoos from me. Some of these are, gosh, I've been tattooing, I think almost 10 years, but it's more like a hobby because it's really hard to make a living doing them. It's just really competitive and it's unstable. So I pretty much stick to illustrating and graphic design. But I enjoy doing tattoos as well. And
yeah, and we had talked, you are doing, you mentioned the one home bar that you did the logo for, but you're doing logos and graphic design that people can get logos for their home bars.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that is really cool. I love the artwork that you've got. The tikis. Not sure of the monkey. I think that's pretty damn funny. I love that.
This is Sailor Jerry. I actually have it. I have it on me somewhere too. I can't remember exactly where. It's a classic.
Yeah.
Classic Sailor Jerry.
Yeah. So now these designs. I mean, obviously I guess is it Bob's Big Boy in Portland?
Bob's Big Boy is all over.
Okay. Well, it's called Azar's Big Boy in the Midwest, or where I was growing up. It was Azar's.
Right.
So I kind of got used to it being Bob's out here. I'm like, who the hell's Bob? And why's he got Azar's logo? So yeah.
That's fun.
So obviously that one, but I mean the others, are these some of your designs? Are you drawing them as well?
Yeah. Okay, this loose lip sink ships, that's my design. A friend of mine, he told me what he wanted, a concept, and I came up with that. And then this
wow, I just now saw the fishnet legs.
Yeah, the pink slippers, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was, I just thought as part of the design, it's like, oh yeah, I like that loose lip sink ship. All of a sudden, wait a minute.
It's a little naughty.
Yeah, I like it. That's awesome.
Yeah, this Hank Williams, a friend asked me just to do a Hank Williams tattoo, so I drew that up. And what else? This Sucky Panther, I don't know if you know what that is. It's a joke tattoo. It was like a really bad panther tattoo that someone did, and people have been doing riffs off of it for years and years. Okay. And this is the Screaming Hand, which is Santa Cruz skateboard logo, and we meshed it together, and that's what became the Sucky Panther Screaming Hand. Right. And a friend of mine drew this wolf biker. And what else? This is a pattern from dishes, the Franciscan dishware from the 50s. I drew these flamingos, and I drew this hula girl. I have a lot of other originals, but for this show, I wanted just to put together the more like tiki themed and some you know, kitschy, iconic
Right.
stuff that, yep.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That is way cool. So yeah, I would, and we still have to continue our conversation. I've not been able to get back with you. But yeah, I think it's really great that you can do logos, I think, for people's home bars. You know, I've been having some conversations with people. We've been doing a lot here recently on the show, just helping with building out your home escape space, you know, because that's where this is where we are now. And it's probably not going to be changing for a while.
Yeah.
And helping people with some of that. And I think this is cool. Like I know Brenda, she's already got glassware and mugs and everything else. So, you know, others of us that want to catch up and be cool like Brenda, I need to have logos for my bar and some of the other things.
Yeah. Yeah. This is this guy, Jack, for the Hideaway, he got glasses made. I haven't actually seen him, but there's a different logo that went with this that he picked out the font. So I didn't want to put it in just because it wasn't my idea. But
and it sounds like you didn't like it.
I had a bunch of cool fonts. I don't know. I don't know. You know, some people like, you know, they want to put their hand in it, and I'm like, okay, that's their thing. Yeah. You know, I'll do that. But sometimes I'll change things a little to put in my portfolio, so it reflects my vision. You know.
Right. Well, that is some way cool stuff, and I'm not traveling to Portland for a tattoo. But to be honest, I literally would not go next door for a tattoo. I'm not big into pain. I'm too much of a wuss. Plus, I don't know what I would ever want to have stick on my body for the rest of my life. But
they have temporary tattoos now, lots of them. You can get custom made ones as well. I've done that for parties where I've designed tattoos and someone got them all printed out for their friends.
Oh, yeah. Well, once we have parties again.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's another thing I do. I'm a face painter. I do hand painted tattoos for parties, which is non-existent, you know, right now. But.
Right. And Kurt, easy on the Tiki Trail mug. I'm still working on this one, getting this one out the door. Don't need to be starting up a new one just yet. But thanks. I like that idea. I like the way you guys are thinking. So yeah, this is awesome. Thank you for this. And we've got your Shaka card in the chat as well. So the ability to get to your site and the things that you're doing, we've got that. For those that don't have Tiki Comber, shame on you. But those that don't have Tiki Comber, your Instagram and your Facebook.
I don't have Facebook, and I do have Instagram, and it's Miss Amanda Kill. And I have a website. It's amandakill.com. And my last name is Kaloran, and it's been shortened since high school. It's been like a punk rock name, Amanda Kill. Kind of goes with my attitude.
Yeah, I love the name. And it's funny because I would read it and it's like, oh, that's really cool. But when I said it, and when I was introducing you, I was like, wait, that sounds like a man to kill. Wow.
Right.
I'm a little concerned about that.
You shouldn't be. You're okay.
Okay, good. I'm not the man to kill. That's all I want to know. All right, this is awesome. So thank you for sharing. Love the pup. Glad we got a chance to see the pup. Now, is that you on your motorcycle?
Yeah, this is Detroit Lake.
Oh, damn! You ride like a serious bike. Yeah,
that's actually my small bike. I got a bigger bike now. I ride Yamaha V-Stars. And this was a 1100, and the new one I have is a 1300. It's a Royal Star, and it's got hard cases, and it's more a touring bike. It's still cruiser style.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's my life. It's definitely my favorite thing to do.
I can relate.
It's been great because of this COVID. You know, I went out and rode every day. Every day it was sunny. I was out riding and loving life.
You got what, 4 days in over the last year?
0. I take my bikes, put them away for the winter.
Yes, it's not very sunny over there. But yeah, that's awesome. I was gonna say I can relate, but mine's on 4 wheels. I love getting in my Jeep and going out. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. So we've got your Instagram then, Amanda Kills, Miss Amanda Kills.
Miss Amanda Kill.
Kill.
Singular.
Miss Amanda Kill. Yeah. You're not wanted by the FBI. It's just a nickname. Yeah. Miss Amanda Kill, Instagram, and like I said, we've got your Shaka card as well. So thank you for joining us and hanging out. Definitely appreciate it. And now you can go teach a class on doing Zoom because you become such an expert.
I don't know about that, but all right.
Let's see. All right. So, oops, let me do the multiple. So it looks like you need to unshare.
Okay.
So I can get control back again.
Okay. Come on now.
There up at the top, it should say stop sharing.
There we go.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Hi, Justin. Hi, Greg. Miss you guys.
And let's see, that leaves us with, oh, well, somebody just like right in out of the man, I thought that was like a real backdrop. Damn, you have two tools all the way. Dang. All of a sudden, like the ghost appeared. Now, the good news for all of us, he was fully clothed, so we appreciate that part.
Right? You're lucky. She's not wearing pants.
It'd have been 2 weeks in a row for you. Damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
Naked guys every week. The girls are going to start coming to the show.
I know, man. It'll be ladies' night every night. All right. So let's see if I can find Rick Kess. There he is. I see the man, the myth, the legend, the awesome, the one and only Rick Kess. How you doing there, man?
Okay, so I unmuted.
There you go. You're unmuted. Perfect.
Am I live?
You are.
Oh
Are
my
you
God.
live or are you Memorex? Ooh,
Well, I'm
you people
probably
remember
Memorex.
that app.
This is like past my bedtime. You know, I'm an old guy, so.
And you weren't wearing pants.
You waited to eat yourself.
Hang on there. Yeah, let me hit a mute on Amanda there because I don't know where that conversation's gonna go.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I've got my shirt on at least.
Yeah, at first I thought it was your wife talking to you, asking if you were wearing pants, but so, I'm glad you have your shirt on because that's all we see. That's good.
That's always the good thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
How have you been? You were on a year ago. What have you been up to?
A year ago. Well, it's been, COVIDing and quarantining and basically studio life. My wife is working from home, so I kind of have to stay out of the way. So it locks me into the studio, and I've been doing a lot of painting and working on some projects that I can't really share just yet because they're going to be pretty fun, but they are going to be pretty fun. They'll be on, I'll share them on Instagram, Facebook, all that kind of thing. It should be a lot of fun. And I haven't been able to do too much of my sculptural mold making casting stuff, mostly because all my stuff is locked in at work, which is at Disneyland. So yeah, good luck getting in there.
Yeah.
So I've been painting and drawing, doing a lot of that. I'm doing some illustrations for a book I wrote. It's a youth book, kind of mystery, fantasy, sci-fi kind of thing, which should be pretty fun. Working on some shirt stuff, some kind of shirt stuff that I don't think anybody's really approached yet. So I think it's going to be kind of fun. I think it should be a really neat deal. And I wish I could show you, but I can't do that.
It well.
So yeah, I've been doing, like I said, I just been locking myself in the studio, drawing and painting. I post a lot on Instagram, Design Crime Studios on Instagram, and on the Facebook, I think it's Design Crime Studios, The Art of Rick Kess, which is a long thing. I don't know how I got that, but anyway, I got that on Facebook. But if you get to me on Instagram, you can just push the Facebook thing and it'll go over. as I understand. I don't know. I'm definitely not the tech guy, so I'm
Well,
lucky I made it onto this show. So
well, we got a card for you on Tiki Comer that'll take everybody out to your sites, and
oh, terrific.
Sam's putting the links into the chat as well for those people that haven't gotten Tiki Comer app just yet. So we'll make sure we're promoting your stuff. So is there anything you can share with us?
Well, let's see. I have actually on our website, we're doing a Valentine's special. Really not tiki, but it's, whoops, that was my cat. It's really not tiki, but it's a dancing couple called El Valle del Amor, the Dance of Love. We're doing a Valentine's special on that on our website. If anybody wants to go and see that, and then I see if I can do this. I apologize for the lighting because my lighting kit thing. This is one of the things I've been working on. This was like an experiment, and I've been asked a lot of questions about it because it's on a piece of Formica.
Really?
Yeah, and it's oddly enough, I used to work in construction.
Well, I was going to say, was it just laying around the house? How did you decide Formica?
These are the cutouts for sinks.
Okay.
When they cut out for a sink, and they leave these things behind, and I grabbed a bunch of them, and that was years ago, and I've had them around for a long time, and I thought I'm gonna try and paint on one. It was really tough because the surface is so smooth.
Right.
The acrylics don't want to stick real well, so I wiped it down with a little bit of acetone, and everything took at least 2 coats. And I had the white paper on it because I'm trying to protect it until I can clear coat it to get it to seal in really good before I do the scan for it. And then
now I could try and sound intelligent here, but I'm just passing on what Tom Laura said. Actually, he says you need to gesso it first, or gesso, Gesso.
I was going to, and I could. The only problem was I really liked the pattern, and I didn't want to lose.
Take away the pattern.
Yeah, I didn't want to lose the pattern.
Gotcha.
Yeah, gesso would work really well, but yeah, I didn't want to lose the pattern. And
see, that's why I didn't.
He says they make a clear gesso. I haven't seen that one yet, so I'm gonna have to stop by his house and pick some up.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I didn't try and sound like I was the intelligent one, because I didn't even know how to say that word, gesso. So yeah, that was beautiful. I saw that on one of your sites.
Probably on the Facebook. Yeah, and then one I've been working on, and this is going to be one of the shirt ideas, but that's as far as I can go with telling you what the shirt idea is. But this is going to be one of the shirt ideas that I just did.
Wow.
And this is like a umber painting on. My wife got me this ream of. It's like parchment-like paper. It's not parchment paper, but it's like parchment paper. And I really liked how it came out. So we're going to mess around with that for one of the shirt ideas that I have. Let's see. And like I said, I don't have really very many of the sculptural things right now because all of my molds, casting material, and everything that I, sculpt with and that sort of thing is still at work. So, I mean, I do have, like, if you go on the Instagram site, you can click onto the link in the bio and get over to my website. We do still have like lots of prints. And it,
I haven't seen that one. That's beautiful.
It's kind of fun. Well, here, let me show you again then. I'm getting a kind of oh, there we go. Because it's got the clear wrap on it. So I apologize for the reflection.
No, it's good. It's all good.
And then I did one a while back, which was really fun. I thought, because I don't know how many people out there remember or know Denny Moynihan or King Kukulele.
Yep.
But I did a tribute to King Kukulele.
That is awesome.
So, and it came out pretty fun too.
Yeah, I know you do a lot with the shadow type of figures.
Yes, I do. I started Design Crime Studios probably about 89 or 90. And I was working at WDI Imagineering at the time as a dimensional designer, fancy name for model maker. Although I did get into some of the design part later on, which was fun. But we used to have this thing where we would be working on something and somebody said, "Oh, look out, here come the design police." And usually it was because they wanted to make a change. But I started with that whole design police thing, and then I decided, you know what, I'll have like design investigations. You know, I'll be Design Crime Studios. And so I did. I actually got my 95 number and all that kind of thing, got it all set up. And my first things was I went to a class for like Photoshop, and they were giving it at Imagineering, and you could take some time and go in there and play. And the first thing I did was there's a logo that comes up on my website and Instagram, all that kind of thing, and it's a shadow man in a doorway, like an old detective kind of guy, and from the 40s.
Right.
And I have been a radio series fan for like forever, you know, and I watch The Thin Man. I listen to Boston Blackie and, you know, the Sam Spade, all those guys. I love those guys on the radio. They put on great shows, and I listen to those things while I paint. And so I got a lot of my early ideas and early paintings were based on images that I would get out of my head from the old time radio shows. And so I started with that, and somewhere along the line, I was doing a series, and I would do it on my off times, and sometimes I would stay late and paint at WDI, and I was doing these things called 3D California postcards, and they were basically done on illustration board, and they were just kind of watercolor style with acrylics, and then I put them onto a base to where you could stand it up on a shelf or you could hang it up. And they were pretty popular. They kind of went pretty quick. I had some in a place in North Hollywood called Cool Cat City, which went under and ended up taking a few of them with them when they went. But anyway, that kind of revitalized my my tiki enthusiasm, I guess you might say. And someone asked me on an interview not too long ago how I got involved in the whole tiki scene, and I kind of laughed and I said, "Well, hey, I'm an old guy. I grew up with it." We started. I'm 50s kid. I'm a boomer all the way. You know, I'm a 50s kid. So when that whole thing of, you know, the backyard luau's and the backyard tiki parties, all us kids, usually it was somebody with a pool, and all us kids would go and we'd play in the pool and eat hamburgers and drink their special punch that didn't have alcohol.
I was gonna say, hopefully you weren't drinking the special punch.
Yeah, no, anyway, I'm sure we tried, you know, every once in a while to sneak some. But yeah, the grown-ups would be standing around in their Hawaiian shirts. My dad, who was a minister, even had a Hawaiian shirt, and so he put that on, and we would go to these parties. Most of the time he would just hang out. He didn't drink, so he would hang out and eat the burgers and drink the same punch we did. But those things, I mean, we grew up with those kind of things, and in those days it was odd because there was a lot of class differentiation. There was like the hot rod guys, the socias, I think we called them, the surfers, and then there wasn't really much in the way of mid-century modern for us, because that was all the grown-ups. The grown-ups were doing that.
Right.
They had all that stuff. And so now, which I find really interesting and I really like, is the fact that a lot of these cultures have kind of intertwined and become one large, the Tiki community has expanded into so many different areas. I know guys that are like avid surfers all the time. They're just like board heads. And they got Tiki stuff all around their house. I know guys that are hot rodders that are all, I was in West Coast scrap metal for a long time. And those guys, they've got the whole mid-century modern and Tiki stuff going on in their stuff too. And so it was like they're all starting to mesh together. And, if the Tiki community is paying attention, there is a wide arena of market for all of the stuff that we do. And not just, I know that there are guys out there that are purists, and there are guys out there that are just, whatever is fine. I think it's a large community, and I think we can all like work together.
Yeah.
I would really love to see the Tiki community become one that everybody says it's inclusive rather than exclusive. You know what I'm saying? And I think we're kind of on that way. I love that. I love the diversity that everybody's got. Guys are taking their, like Damien. I mean, he's taking his backyard to Disneyland. That's phenomenal. I love that sort of thing. I carved enough rock work for Disney to know that I don't want to do that anymore in my backyard. And I sculpted for Disney. I think I've got something. Oh my gosh, I think I've got something in every park that Disney has, and something in Universal Florida. The only one I don't have is Shanghai. I left before then.
So what are the things that you have in there? If we go to the park, when we can go to the park, what am I looking for?
Okay, let's see. Let's go to, right now, oddly enough, I'm on furlough from the parade maintenance department. I've sculpted for them too. But so any of the parades, yeah, I've got my hands all over those things. Indiana Jones, I was the production designer / whatever you want to call it, sculptor for the entry. Let's see, the queue line entry and exit.
Yep, I know what you're talking
about. For Indiana Jones.
I see why you don't want to carve any more rock.
Yeah, it's been, yeah, hey, they sent me to Florida twice for Animal Kingdom. And that was, I worked inside the Tree of Life thing. That was quite a treat. But yeah, I'm pretty much over carving rock work. I'd rather design it. Well, the Mandalay Bay new rock work that they have out there, I designed that for the what is it, the company called Wet Designs, Wet Designs, I think. But I hired a friend of mine, and we got the warehouse and designed the rock work that they have now for Mandalay Bay. And let's see, right across the street, Harrah's Casino. The entrance looks like a giant Mardi Gras float. I was the lead sculptor and designer for that, production designer on that one. So yeah, I had stuff in almost every Disney store for a long time. Mostly big sculptures. I sculpted big for a long time. Let's see, what else in Disneyland? Toontown, I got a lot of stuff in Toontown. Minnie's Kitchen, especially. I got a lot of things in Minnie's Kitchen. So that was kind of fun.
Now, do you have some of your art in the park somewhere?
Not my art. That I can't do yet because I'm still employed. And that's considered at this time, or this is what I'm told, that's considered at the time, a kind of a conflict of interest.
Gotcha.
So, because they don't want me working and collecting a Disney paycheck and then collecting a Disney paycheck. So, which I can understand. So probably when I retire, which I don't know how long that's going to be, that's probably coming up fairly soon. I'm like an old guy, so they're probably trying to get rid of me. I told them that they're going to have to carry me out feet first, but we'll see what happens.
Well, I love the riff you've done on the hitchhikers. I think
that's been really a fun thing, and I've got like a couple more that I'm starting. So, because I had to do one.
And I
I
see
got
the
to
one
do one on Big
behind you.
Thunder.
I see the one behind you. So if you, because you've got a painting right
Yeah.
back
Okay.
there.
Okay. Yeah.
You've got
You
a
see
riff
it?
on
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
That was the one from Jungle Cruise, and so that was a lot of fun. I think I've got 7 now because the last one I did, which was really popular, was the hitchhikers in the jail cell at Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yep, I saw that one too.
And so that one was a lot of fun. So yeah, I've got a couple more that are in the works, and I'm going to do those, and hopefully, post that stuff up pretty quick.
Oh, I see Brenda's got your hitchers. Let me hit that spotlight there. Yeah, that's a beautiful one. Can you see that one?
I cannot see it yet. No.
All right. So it should be.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. That was actually number 1. That was actually my first one, outside the Enchanted Tiki Room. And it kind of started as a weird little story. Before I even made the paintings, it kind of started as a weird little story that because I go out into the park before it opens every day that I work. I've been out there every work day before the park opens up, rain or shine. And I happened to be walking by the Haunted Mansion one day, and it occurred to me that the hitchhikers leave the building and they go out and they start playing around because they're the hitchhiking ghosts. They can get out, they can do whatever they want.
Right.
And so I started this idea of that. Well, first of all, they went down to the Enchanted Tiki Room because that was my favorite place to hang out. And
that's where I would go if I left the haunted house. I'd go straight to.
Oh yeah, I mean, come on, that's the spot. Yeah, so they went there, and then I think they went to Small World. Then they went to Matterhorn. They went to Tomorrowland. Then I think they went to Trader Sam's, because I got one with Trader Sam. And then they went to let's see, where else did they go? The Jungle Cruise. I'm missing one in here somewhere. And then the Pirates of the Caribbean.
You got Tomorrowland?
Yeah, did I say Tomorrowland? I think they went to Tomorrowland.
Okay.
And each time they go to a place, they would kind of assume the costumes, even though they still got the drinks in their hand. They would assume the costumes of that particular attraction. So, which that was kind of fun when we came up with that. So I think there's a Big Thunder Mountain Railroad coming, and let's see, there was another one that I was working on too that might have been the Riverboat, either the Riverboat or the Columbian. I can't remember. Anyway, it's jotted down. So
now we've got a question on the Indiana Jones. So Josh and Allie were asking, can you tell us how the rock walls of the Indiana Jones are made, or show some pictures if you have any?
I probably have some pictures. I be honest with you, I'm on my phone, so I have absolutely no idea how to get them to you. Yes, I have them. It is basically concrete plaster shot on lath walls, and then you wait a while until it gets leather hard, and you go in there and you sculpt like crazy until it comes out like you want it to, because you've only got so much time before it turns really hard. So basically it's concrete. They call it plaster, but it's basically concrete.
And so while it's setting, you're doing that carving to get it to the shape for once it's set.
Correct. Yeah, correct. They the lath that they put on, or the wire mesh, okay, is shaped to the rock work that you want. It's already kind of has a little bit of a shape in it, because when we were at WDI, we would do the models, and then they would scan those models, and that's what the lath work, the iron, the primary, secondary, and tertiary steel, and then the lath work was made from, was the scans. And then once those scans are in, then the lath work goes up, and they make what they call cages. And the cages go up individually. They're all numbered, and they go up individually. And then when they come out, they shoot a scratch coat on, and then come out a little bit later once that's gone off, and shoot probably about, I'm gonna say about 2 inches of cement on top of it. And we have to stand around and wait until that starts to get leather hard. When it's about leather hard, you go up and test it every once in a while. Otherwise, it's too soft and it'll just sort of melt back onto itself. But when it's about leather hard, you can go in with your tools and make all kinds of crazy things. We made the Tree of Life with it, you know, out in Florida in Animal Kingdom. So yeah, it's quite the operation, actually.
Yeah.
And let's see, there's like a couple of I think the right across the exit of Indiana Jones in the Jungle Cruise is a big archway that you go on. I think it's right around where that snake is or the tiger is. I'm not sure where. And we did that. I did that, and well, there's a couple of rocks in the back by the elephants that I did. So yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff around in there. Some of the stuff I'd done, worked models and things like that, was for like Splash Mountain when that went in. Let's see, there's some other stuff. Goodness.
What's it like when you go to the park and you see people interacting with your art, this stuff that you have
see, that's always been like one of the biggest thrills for me, actually, to be honest with you. Because as an artist of any caliber, whether it's graphic, commercial, fine art, whatever you're doing, people see your stuff, people buy your stuff. Many times it disappears and it goes away, and you really never really know, you know, what happens with it. You know, hopefully they'll send you a picture, or, you know, that, oh, look, we hung it up on the wall, on the dining room wall, you know, whatever. But when you've got people that paid a pretty good chunk of change to get into a park and stand in front of one of the things that you sculpted and have their picture taken, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I really like that. That's like a big thrill for me. And I don't know if you can kind of top those kind of things, personally. And I love being part of the story that's going on there. I know Damien talked about that. You know, it is true. There's backstories, there's stories, and I think as even as tiki artists, I kind of view us as storytellers.
Yep.
And I think we should be. And usually the story gets muddled after about the, you know, 4th or 5th, you know, cocktail, but
that's when it gets good.
But you know, at that point, the embellishments become a lot of fun. So
literally,
you know,
true story. That's how the Lost Canteen of the Kanaloa Kid came about. Outlined and sitting at the bar and drinking all afternoon, and
there you go.
The backstory that way. So yeah, sometimes clarity comes through the alcohol.
Oh, absolutely. You know, if only you can stay clear long enough to remember it later. That's usually the thing.
Yeah, it's got to be so cool, because art. I mean, you're an amazing artist on the 2-dimensional scale, and it's something that people will stand back and take a look at. But the 3-dimensional that you're creating, people become a part of it, and they're inside the art, literally, and experience it in such a different way.
They're walking right through my sculptures, yes. And it is. It's amazing. It's wonderful. Yeah, I love it. See, well, let's see, I think it must be called Ariel's Restaurant now, but it used to be when they were first opening Disney California. Wolfgang Puck had a restaurant, and I did some rock work down inside that for them. I do not know if it's still there or not. I haven't been inside there in a long time, but I know they changed it to Ariel's Restaurant.
No, it's Lamplight.
Oh, Lamplight. That's what my wife just told me. It's called Lamplight now.
Oh yeah, I've been in Lamplight a few times. That's the Lamplighter. That's a really nice place.
Yeah, I like that place. They get a good bar.
First cocktail. That's why I like it.
Yep. Excuse me. Yes, absolutely. So, Yeah, I remember. It's terrible, but Disney California has had a rough time, but I love it because I can enjoy Disneyland, and then when I'm ready for a drink, that's where I go. I go over to Disney California and have myself a drink, and then I can go back and be okay.
We are kindred spirits.
Yeah. Well,
or
I know,
kindred in spirits, I should say.
Oh, many years ago, before we still parked out there in Disney California parking lot. I remember we would get on the monorail and go over to the hotel, to the Monorail Cafe, and then there was I think it was called the Neon Armadillo, and then there was a kind of a Tahitian style or a Polynesian style lean-to bar out there by the pool. Yeah, we used to go over there and then go back to the park. So yeah, I've been around a while.
Yeah, definitely the days, man. Well, I could sit here and talk to you forever. I mean, I really appreciate you coming on tonight and talking about some of the work that you're doing now. And I can't wait to see, because I love the stuff that you're doing. In fact, I've got to go out and to get your sticker packs, because I saw you got the ghost and everybody else on the stickers. So I'm going to be jumping out to order some of those. I got to get them on my Jeep. So
there you go.
Yeah, that is awesome. Love the stuff that you're doing. It's amazing.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah. And I tell everybody it's work, but it's too much fun to be work,
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I'm just drooling over that little piece over there, the side. I see the wahine with the tiki and one of your shadow guys. I mean, drawing that kind of stuff, it's got to be fun, man. That's just how
it is. It's a good time.
Yeah.
When I'm struggling with it to begin with, it's usually a pain in the butt, and I'm pissed, and my hands don't do the things like they used to do, but it ends up coming out fun, and I like it. So
my problem is my hands never did the things I wanted them to do. I have the image in my head, but I couldn't make it come to fruition. So I'm glad to see you're able to do it.
Hang on just a second. I got to take care of a thing right here.
Oh, okay.
Hang on. I'll be right back.
Take care of a thing. That doesn't mean you're going to the bathroom, does it?
Yep.
Wait a second. I got to take care of a thing. I got to talk to a man about a horse. Oh, look at that art. Man, I love that waterfall, the tiki. Oh my gosh.
Come on, I can look like crap. Here's a little bit more of his art. I don't know if you can see this one.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Yeah.
I'd love to live inside of his head. Oh, we're seeing a little bit more of the ceiling there.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there we go.
Right?
Yeah.
Better. Yeah. It's a little bit of what he has. All right, here he comes.
That is awesome.
I'm back. I took care of a thing.
All right. Well, good.
All right.
Well, love the stuff that you're doing. Appreciate you coming on to the show.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me. Yeah.
And we've got your info in the chat, and we've got a Shaka card for you that goes out to your I believe it goes out to your website.
Okay.
I'm the guy that did it, but I can't remember, 2 days ago. So I'll say yesterday was Friday to me. So give me a break.
Yeah. During this whole COVID thing, I have to actually look at my phone to find out what day it is.
Yeah.
So I could, but I couldn't tell you what month it is. I know what day it is, but.
Yeah, I know when I have been on a couple of cruises, and one of the cruise lines, they always have the day of the week on the floor of the elevator. So if you're using the elevator, you know what day it is. And I'm thinking, man, I could use one of those. Somebody to come in and just pop down the sign. It's Sunday.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Many days I could use that for sure.
Yeah. That and they hand me a drink. That would be good.
Yeah, as long as there's maybe one of those Jetsons robot thing just pops you out a drink in the elevator and tells you what day it is, we'd be good.
Rosie, there you go. I like that. I'd like it. What do you think, man? All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your experiences and your art. Love your stuff.
Well, thank you. And it was a pleasure being on. And maybe someday we'll do it again when I've got some more of the different shirt things and some other stuff that I'm working on.
Yeah, when you got those ready to launch, let us know because we'll definitely have you back on.
Okay.
You could do a rockwork sculpture. I will donate my place as your canvas.
I'm getting a little too old to carve rock anymore.
I'm totally joking.
You know what? There was a time I would love to. I'd jump in on anybody's, but yeah, it's like it is hard work, and I'm getting too old to get up and down those scaffolds. Although I did just do, and it's probably on my Facebook, not Facebook, but Instagram, and it may be on the website. I did just do like a old time radio show mural for the city of Monrovia for the Studio Movie Grill.
Oh, nice.
Where it was like a movie set thing. And yeah, a buddy of mine and we painted that on there. It took us, we did it in 5 days. It was pretty good. It was fun. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I did see that, the video from that on your.
But it was a good thing that the man lift was motorized because yeah, I'm getting too old to go up and down those scaffolds anymore.
I like that. Well, thank you very much. And yeah, like I said, as soon as you have those, let us know because we'll have you back on to promote those.
I would love to, yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
And I'm being directed from our chat that we need to check out baby Tiki Oishi.
Oh, look at there.
Wow. Nice.
Hi.
Look at that baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pets and kids. We all love pets and kids. So, and his name is?
This is Joseph.
Joseph. All right.
Yeah,
International star now.
I had to step out for a minute to take care of him, but yeah, thank you so much for having us on, and we really enjoyed it. And I just wanted to mention a couple of things Brandon didn't get to say.
Okay.
So we've been doing some writing. So we've been published in Tiki Modern magazine. So we have a few travel tiki guides with them. I have an original recipe coming out this month with Tiki Modern magazine.
Very nice.
And yeah, and we're also working on a children's book with Muki Sato, who's a Japanese tiki artist.
Very cool.
Yeah, so we're helping him with the English version of his tiki book that's called Puai, and it's coming out pretty soon. So
yeah, look for that.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, definitely let us know. We'll help promote and let everybody know on the show know as well.
Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. And yeah, and Joseph, it's late. You should be going to bed. I just don't know the fact that you guys are on the other side of the world. It's weird.
Yeah, you don't want me to teach him his first English cuss word, do you?
Yeah, you'll hear us every once in a while. I'll go earmuffs because somebody's gonna say something. Earmuffs.
Japanese and English curse words.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna be bilingual cursor. I like it. I like it. All right. Well, Sam, let me find you. There you are. Let me pop you up here. No naked guys this time?
No, never.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
You're not going to live that down.
No, you with the naked guy and Dorian with the when she was doing her shaker that it just went all over the place because she didn't have both hands on it tightly. So those are the two things that you guys aren't going to live down.
Oh man. Okay. Well, it's 2021, so here's to new beginnings, right?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So next Tuesday on February 9th, it's going to be our special Valentine's show. We're going to have Nick from the Crafted Grog come back and hopefully make us some special Valentine's themed rum cocktail. And then we're going to have Alyssa Wensler as our ukulele performer for that evening. We're also going to have DJ Clulo, Robert Stieg, and more joining the Makani Marketplace.
Nice. All right. Yeah, I didn't know, when we put the schedule together, it's like, okay, that's the last show before Valentine's. That's our Valentine's special. I don't know what that means, but we'll figure that out.
Yeah, we're going to love it.
Yes, exactly. So come with your loved one. Be there. Everything will be in red. Instead of blue, I'll be red in that. Although then I kind of look devilish. Maybe I won't do that. That's not a good idea. So yeah, great show again tonight. Thanks for all of this, man. You searched far and wide. You went to the far edges of the world, and brought on some really cool people. And I love the connections that just happen naturally. There's the Disneyland connection that seems to always come through. There was a Portland connection tonight that we had a couple of people, either currently or from Portland. That's kind of cool. So yeah, I also love those little sub themes that crop up.
I'm glad you noticed, Jeff. I try.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I didn't know that was happening, but okay, yeah, thanks, man, appreciate it. Absolutely. So yeah, that's the show for tonight.